All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it. Black Sensei Society. We here going to be the greatest anime and manga podcast out there, of course. Episode 2. We got some nasty things to talk about and some good things. Attack on Titan being the GOAT, for example. Aizen being overrated, for example. We'll kind of talk about all that. How is everybody doing? How we feeling today?
Good, good.
Prepared.
I've been spicy all day. Let's keep it going.
It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get nasty. We do have a guest today. I'll allow Lonnie to introduce the guest.
Let me introduce y'all to QueenOfYeets, aka Sydney, aka Miss Chaos. What, I've known you for 7 years.
Oh God, so long.
She's an up and coming force in the convention community.
Mm.
How many cons are you doing next year?
25.
Damn.
Jesus.
25, and you're hosting in all of them, right?
Damn,
Almost all of them, yeah. Starting this weekend.
You doing 2 a month at least? Jesus.
Yeah, depending on the city or whatever else is going on. So, or events. It's a lot.
Are you like going around the country, or are you kind of based in like one specific region?
Yeah, I'm going to different cities every weekend. So I'm based out of Jacksonville, but I do everything here in Jacksonville, and then New Orleans, Portland, Cleveland, Boston, Orlando. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah,
I think
Jacksonville's up right now. Riddell,
Yeah.
They up right now.
Up on what? What are
Like
they up on?
the Jaguars are good. QueenOfYeets is going around. Look, Jacksonville's up. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I feel you. Hey man, shout out to you. I've never been to a convention or any of that.
Really?
It seems like a adventure. Let's just say
It's
that.
an adventure. It's like just going to them. I feel like it's exhausting. So hosting them, dealing with like hundreds and thousands of people, has to be insane.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I get to meet guys like Hayden Christensen from Star Wars, Anakin. I forget the girlfriend's name in Deadpool, but I send Lonnie pictures with Miley Flanagan, voice of Naruto, Sean Schimmel, Chris Sabat, all this
That's
stuff.
fire.
That's absolute fire.
It's a fun time.
has there been any voice actor like where that like it shocked you that was like their voice?
No, a lot of women voice men. So like I got to interview and do panels for Sarah Natacheni with the voice of Ash Ketchum. She has a very deep like Bronx voice in real life, but she voices like, a 14-year-old boy. So it's like that comes out of you. Cool.
I would say I feel like a lot. When you look at most of the young boys in anime, they're voiced by 9 times out of 10 voiced by a woman.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I think it's very rare. I think one of the only voice actors, at least one of the common ones that was voiced by a boy, was Aang's. I know it's not Avatar, but Aang from Avatar.
Mhm.
That was one of the few like young kids that's actually voiced by a kid. But he was young at the time, because I think it's harder for like older get a young boy voice.
Would you consider Natsu young?
Well, Natsu's kind of he's a little bit older, so that one makes sense. He's a little bit older.
Look at this
Oh,
man.
there he is. There's
J Rob. There's J Rob.
What up?
But
Yo.
besides that, like you were also one of the founders for a big group in Jacksonville, Games
Yeah.
and Geeks. So
Yeah, I run the largest growing and fastest growing nerd group in Florida.
How about that for real?
So if you want to talk more about that and how people can join and get in touch with it and things like that.
Yeah, so it's called Babes, Games, and Geeks. I saw that there's no nerd group out there that exists. I mean, there are some like all girl groups, but those are stupid. There's no nerd groups out there that have equal men and women. So I decided to start a nerd group here in Jacksonville, and we have over 3,000 people. That's my main group, 700 in book club, 600 in tabletop, and all of them across the board are 60% women. So it's pretty cool. That's how I got my job in the convention scene and got all the cool stuff. But it's definitely Babes, Games, and Geeks. People think it's Tinder for nerds. It's not. Or they think it's a dating site. So guys come trying to talk to girls. But yeah, it's a bunch of girls and we hang out. I mean, there's some guys too, obviously, but that's what we do here in Jacksonville.
And are you guys branching out anywhere, or are you guys just going to stay in Jacksonville?
We actually have a branch in Chicago, and I'm looking to start one in every major city. The problem is finding people just as motivated and passionate about the nerd community. Unfortunately, most people have full-time jobs that pay very well, so doing this on the side is very hard. But yeah, I'll be starting one hopefully in more cities next year, and just spread the love because I want to bring all my friends. Because of this, now that I work part-time / full-time for a convention, I'm bringing my friends into it, so I'm getting them jobs in the convention circuit.
Sure. Now, for those that've been to conventions, we also know like there are like good nerds, and then there are the unforsaken, the unspeakables. And you,
Unspeakables is crazy.
And you being a cosplayer, I'm sure you have your horror stories. So if you want to tell us one.
Oh my god, yeah. So I only cosplay things I haven't seen on purpose. So all of my cosplays are from Dragon Ball. I have not watched Dragon Ball, but everyone thinks I'm a Dragon Ball fan. And a few years ago, I dressed as Goku Black, and I was walking through Holiday Matsuri through the hall. It's a really tight space, like in this hallway is like hotel hallway. And I'm walking through, and this guy shouts something at me. He's like, "Hey, Goku Black," and he's dressed as something that I guess Goku fights in that arc. And he started like yelling like scenes at me, and I was like, I don't know who you are. I've never watched this. I don't even know who I'm dressed as. And he was like, so he repeated everything, and it's like, no, like I haven't seen the show. And he got so mad, and he tried to like fake fight me. He put his chest against my chest and was like getting real serious about it. And his friends were like, dude, she like has no idea what she's dressed as. So now I make it like a point to dress as things I have not watched.
Listen, some of the nerd social skills be it's hit and miss.
Why would he go chest to chest with you?
Yeah, why would
that's where I'm shocked. Like, why would he go? He's like, you know what? This is the move right here. This is the move I'm willing to do.
Yeah,
it was like it was like actually like I was like my breath was like I was like this guy's gonna hit me like, but I don't want to embarrass him and beat his ass in front of everybody, you know.
You know, it's funny that you say that because it's like as somebody who's never been to a con but has like been into this genre of this niche of stuff since I was like 6. It's like I'm so worried because I know there's gonna be such cringy people there, and it's like,
I see like the shorts on YouTube. Yeah. I said, yeah, I don't know. How many of us have actually even been to a con besides Lonnie and Queets and QueenOfYeets?
It sounds like Yeets and Lonnie the only ones that been to a con. That's what it sounds like.
I'm definitely gonna go into a few with Sydney next year.
Our community is the reason why I haven't got back into Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's true.
Well, you
like Yu-Gi-Oh. So I play the Duel Links on the PlayStation 5 because I think that game is fun, and so it made me want to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh. But I'm 26-year-old man. Where am I going to find people who play Yu-Gi-Oh? Card shops, those hobby shops, things like that. But like sometimes I just feel like I don't fit in. Like, to be honest with you, like I feel like I don't fit in, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of annoying because like I'm trying to like get it, learn about the game again and be in the mix, but like I'm so far out of touch, I feel like at times. And like as much as I would say I'm definitely a nerd, I am a weeb, I am all of that. I'm not
you're too cool. You're too cool,
I'm not too cool. I'm not too cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets like I'm not. Like I'm not doing all, it gets a little cringy.
But I feel like that's why like a group like Sydney's is needed because like they're doing like fun events. Like I think they're doing like an event tonight. Like they're doing like a ladies' night for a girl, but then they're also doing like things like karaoke. But then another night they're doing like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. So it's like you can like
I want to get into that too, Dungeons and Dragons. Like I want to.
Oh, I just went through my first campaign,
bro.
I just finished my first campaign the other day with my boys.
I'll cosplay for that for sure. I'll dress to the bone.
We might need to
be a necromancer, bro. So
we might need to do some Dungeons and Dragons on the channel. I did one D&D campaign. Someone hit me up and like, "Yo, do you want to hop in this?" I was like, "I've never played D&D before." It's like it's gonna be Bleach D&D. I'm like, "All right, bet let's rock it." And then we did it. I'm like, bro, I'm invested. I'm trying to be the best.
Down.
I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to beat everybody. Like
were you like an actual character from Bleach, or you just in the world?
No, I picked my own character. He was like a hollow Soul Reaper hybrid.
Play D&D like like this, we just would need a game. One of us would just have to learn how to be a game master.
Yeah, we need a DM.
We need a dungeon master, but we can literally play Dungeons and Dragons live.
That's what I'm doing right now.
That leads to my question, Sydney. Do you know how to be a game master?
I mean, I could do it. It's a lot of fun. You just have to be able to articulate a story and create that and put that into everyone else's minds. But I mean, all you gotta do is read the book. So
I'll be down. I'll be down to play D&D.
So that's definitely gonna be a future. That's definitely gonna be a future thing. And also, any hot takes that you have, Sydney? Because you're always telling me some crazy anime takes.
I think that if you are afraid to join into a nerd community, you're the outlier because it is a non-judgment. It is a carefree zone. I promise you, there is nobody out there that is going to judge or may think that you're the weird one.
You say that, but then someone goes like, "Yo, One Piece is overrated," and everybody wants to kill you. So it's like,
well, okay. Well, I mean, when you say strong statements, that's different. I mean,
I'm just saying. Do you have any strong statements?
Yeah, I definitely. Okay, well,
this is the place to do it. This is the place to do it. No judgment. Make your takes.
Although I have seen. Okay, I say I haven't seen Dragon Ball. I've seen enough Dragon Ball, but I'm tired of the Goku versus Vegeta statement because. I mean, we all know Vegeta is the best Saiyan of all Saiyans. Because
Thank you.
You said Vegeta?
All right, so hear me out.
I'm not mad at that statement. I'm not mad at that statement.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at that statement.
See, the problem is, you know, I'm more of a. I like to rock with the winners. You feel me? I'm from Titletown, so.
But here's the thing, like everyone
knows second place.
They fault Vegeta, and they say, you know, Goku is like he's like the chosen one, you know, but. Vegeta works just as hard and keeps up with him, and he puts in 10 times the amount of work because he wasn't born with those skills. He loves his family. He loves Bulma. He raised his son. You know?
Did he really raise?
Hold on a second. Here's what because I feel you. You know, I disagree. I disagree with what you said, but I feel you, right? Because Vegeta was born with more talent than Goku. He was born. Goku had a parallel of 1, while Vegeta had a parallel of what he had. He
had all the resources.
He is genetically superior from the jump. Is that the difference is that Goku took on masters and senseis. Vegeta was stubborn. So that's why Goku advanced further. Like for example, when they're training in the time chamber and they both trained for that year. Goku says, I don't need to go anymore. And Vegeta's like, well, I'm going to go an extra one. Goku says, like, well, if you go in there, you're going to just torture your body. You're not going to help yourself. The reason he did that is because Goku learned from Master Roshi that you need to eat well, play well, and rest well. He learned that from his master that resting is just part of the process. Vegeta, as a sensei, he didn't know that. So that's why he hurt his body more. So Vegeta's just stubborn. And that, like, it's
that's why Sydney's point. After Vegeta and Goku met, Vegeta got it out the mud. I don't care what y'all. He got it out the mud.
If we being honest, Ty. If we being honest though, the only reason why Goku's like that because he hit his head. Let's be honest. He'll be just as nasty. That's just as much of an asshole as Vegeta.
That's fine. That's fine. That's nothing to do with my point, though. That's nothing.
That was a little.
That's nothing to do with my point.
The only reason why he's like this is because he has a mental illness. I'm just
sure, and the only reason that Vegeta's advanced as much as
CTE that saves the universe.
Yeah, man, that
but the only reason that Vegeta's who he is because he interacted with Goku. It's not a coincidence that he caught up to Goku when he got a master like Goku and Whis. It's not a coincidence that he magically caught up to Goku now when he started training like Goku.
Was he ever really that far off?
I mean, if we get technical about it,
yes, he was.
Gohan technically should be the
there you go, my boy. That's the one.
Now you're spitting.
Gohan, I think that the writers really jacked up that story because Gohan technically is the strongest Saiyan.
Here we go.
All of his power.
Here we go.
His final. That's
what I like to hear right there.
But I just feel like everybody was hating on him, and they were like, "We're not going to make him more powerful." But it's like they totally ruined that storyline.
I agree with you. I think the obvious move was like, look, Goku dies, just let Gohan be the protector of the Earth, right? But
let
then
Goku go.
yeah, just let him go. That was the obvious move, but they for
let
some
Vegeta
reason
train Gohan. Let Vegeta train Gohan.
Vegeta train Gohan?
That's the one thing about Dragon Ball Z that actually
he would be.
I got to you, Lonnie. If you think that Vegeta would train Gohan at that time, then I don't know how well you know Vegeta's character at that
he was trying
time.
to square up with Gohan for real. He was being 100% honest.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, toughen him up a little bit.
Can I just say something? Ty, can I say something about Dragon Ball Z real quick that I just want to put out there that I actually. This is why I think Dragon Ball Z is a little, I understand its relevance, but sometimes it gives more Wilt Chamberlain than Michael Jordan because
sometimes it's kind of
honest, bro. I'll tell you the one thing that I started realizing that really annoys me. Like, how come this is the only show I know that treats like heaven and hell like rehab, like just rehabilitation?
Hold on a second. I'm not sure, Jared. How does hell work? Jared, how does hell work?
Bro, that's not my point. It's not my point.
That's the point.
That's not my point. That's not my point.
No, J-Rob, how does hell work?
I just feel like
J-Rob, how does hell work, J-Rob?
Bro,
how does hell work,
Ty, hold on. Ty, my point is, Ty, you and I can die 3 times in the real world and get 3 more chances to live in Earth again. I think that is ridiculous sometimes. I personally do. It's not my point is the fact that all these people are dying and getting second chances. That's one thing that actually annoys me the most about it. I'm not a fan of it.
I got another hot take. It's definitely
bro. It's just like Ty, we can't get beat up by the strongest guy 3 times and they wish us to come back 3 more times.
Well, it's a good thing that
I can't get behind that.
It's a good thing that scenario. It's a good. It's a good thing that scenario you just presented never happened. That's a good thing that the scenario you just said never happened.
That's not the point.
It's not canon, my boy.
It's not my point. It's the fact that is plausible. That is very plausible, right?
It's plausible that you can die 3 times
and get wished back 3 times.
We born Sydney. Sydney, do you have any other hot takes?
These are good points, but I think we're all forgetting. Technically, all anime is the exact same. Okay, and here's why. And this is why all anime is trash.
I don't know how you look at Mushoku Tensei and say that's trash. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's valid, actually.
Listen, okay, but hear me out.
Just
because you don't watch it don't mean it's trash, Riddell.
You have a character who has low confidence in themselves, who goes out, something occurs, like an event happens, and they say, oh my God, I have to overcome this. They have a group of friends that they rely on, or they make them along the way. They have some sort of mentor or figure that's giving them advice along the way. And then they go on their little adventures, and that's every single anime possible. I mean,
that's
like 97% of all anime
right there. That is not
One Piece, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia,
Demon Slayer.
Does Tanjiro have low self-esteem, or is he just trying to make?
No, he was sad, bro.
If anything,
what about Attack on Titan?
Everything created.
Aaron was sad too.
I hear no Sora, Rika though. Like what?
Yeah, he was sad too.
It's his thing, right? No, but here's the thing though. I feel like that's a story archetype. There's like a lot of different story archetypes. That's just a story archetype. I don't think every anime falls under that same story archetype though.
Name
I
one
think
that
isekais. That's like the bread and butter.
I just said I hear no Sora. That's a
no. He gets sad. Does he not get sad?
Does he get sad?
Yeah, he gets sad.
Yeah, but that's not his character.
Wait. So every story is the same because I can find a sad character. Hey,
what?
Hey, man.
And the worst one that takes every anime trope possible that was horrible. Attack on Titan.
Okay, now she's done. She's done.
I can't with her anymore.
Time out.
She was trolling, right?
Sydney is the ultimate troll. I forgot to tell. I don't know if I told y'all that. She is the queen of trolls.
I have a question real quick because now I'm confused. You said you didn't watch anime so you didn't watch it, but did you watch it? You did. I'm confused. I'm lost.
She's the.
You watched Attack on Titan, the last part.
But I think that the show, Attack on Titan, the show only thrives and relies on meaningless deaths and shock value. That the anime is not actually even good. It's the deaths.
I will not tolerate any slander.
Wait, time out. She's trolling because she.
Yes.
I'm about to say I will not tolerate any slander in here. That was not a meaningless death. Okay.
Hey man.
Bruh,
My boy
Hey,
Erwin.
that's
I
it.
have
Oh, wait,
not
wait.
meaningless.
Do we
Every
want
time
to
I
go
say
through
potato, I
every
tear up a
plot
little
hole of Attack on Titan and go over why it's the worst anime?
Go through them, Sydney. Go through them, Sydney.
All right, let me pull up my
No,
list.
no one interrupt. Let her get her shit
Lonnie,
off.
Lonnie, I need this clip, by the way. I need this
Let
clip.
me go ahead
I got
and
you.
write the
I got you.
time code down. Oh, Lord.
Okay. Number one,
Solo screen.
the whole story is confusing. I mean, can you really follow what the plot is? Because
Yeah.
it goes from. Okay.
Let
Yeah.
her cook. Let her cook.
I think Eren is the worst protagonist to ever follow in any anime, for sure. Like the worst, most boring. I hate him. Every decision he makes is terrible. He's not even a smart. Like, give me someone that has a brain at least. I mean, at least Goku is dumb, but he made good decisions. I mean, if anything, Captain Levi should have been the protagonist, but they're constantly sidelining the most interesting character. And anytime that Levi is not on the screen, I'm like, put Levi back on, scoot him back on. No, he needs to be in this conversation. But instead, he's just like off doing some weird thing.
Are you trolling right now? Is this the
plot-
ultimate troll?
She's the queen of trolls.
No. The pacing of the entire anime, hot garbage. I would rather take a spoon and dig my eyeball out than have to sit through the amount of waiting I did for this entire show was disgusting.
Oh yeah, I'm not mad at you.
Okay, I can't defend.
Yeah, I can't defend that. Yeah, I can't defend that. Yeah, I can't defend that.
Wait, hold on a second. But that's not a
I
pace.
can't defend that.
Hold on a second. But
that has nothing to do with pace, though. But
yeah,
I can't
defend that.
The release. I'm saying the release schedule. The studio release schedule doesn't have to do anything with the pacing of the series. That's just when they release the story.
But can you not see where she's coming from in terms of the pace between season 1 and 2?
I know. So pacing is how fast do plot points occur within the story. When our studio releases a season is not. That's just a release schedule. That's not pacing. No.
That's the overall plot and
release
the
schedule
drawn out was just I disagreed with it. And then my very last point to this was the one thing that really triggered me the entire time. Mikasa was the most boring, bland character I could have ever watched on
Char's about to kill. Like you're having Char type up a storm in the comments. She's gonna kill you next time she sees you.
Had the personality of a potato. She had the emotional depth.
Yeah, she give me vibes sometimes. Vibes.
Yo.
You do get
vibes. You do get sometimes. You do get
vibes from Mikasa.
Hey, yo, Mikasa clears bro.
Yeah, Mikasa does clear
Yes, right there. Stop. Don't you go.
Nah, right there. Yeah, Miguel. She clears
Yuno is one of Riddell's favorite characters. So we get a 2-for-1 right now.
And so does Aki from Chainsaw Man.
Okay, see now I'm not.
Yo, I hate this dude. What are you talking about?
Aki clears too. Aki got way more personality.
The last time, I mean, think about it though. The very last time I laughed in Attack on Titan was years ago after Potato Girl. After that, every episode is just depressing.
Well, to be fair,
I mean, it's not a comedy.
No. Queen. Ain't nothing funny.
Yeah, it's not a comedy. It's not a comedy.
Queen. Sasha's death is a literal it's like a symbol. Like, yeah, this story is about to get really dark, and we about to take away the one person who you enjoy seeing on screen that makes you laugh. That's what Sasha's death symbolizes.
This is not Borderlands. The gore is not, with humor. This is not. That.
I would say Attack on Titan is not a comedy.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's a full-blown tragedy.
Make you think right here in the night.
Every time I see a potato, bro, I tear up a little bit.
With Sasha's death, what do we gain from it?
That war this is war. Like, this is war.
No.
Everybody's a casualty.
Anybody
could get it.
It's on site with Gabby. That's all I'm saying. It's on site with Gabby.
Random, and it was pointless. Like, it happened, and you're like, where did she
That's the point.
You definitely.
That's the point.
But wait, Queen, you don't think the tragedy of it that's not the point. Like, that can't be the point.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you watch it? Did you watch this or not? I'm so lost.
I know.
This is the point of Sydney. You'll never know. You'll never truly know.
Watch Attack on Titan or not? Are you reading? Did you type in plot holes on AOT and reading off Google? Or you you watched it?
She went on Reddit and was like stuff to piss off.
After Eren went on his rampage, he literally killed like every single human alive. Like, what is the point? What is the point of the show?
Ask Lonnie. You would do it too.
the point of the show.
I would. I ain't back.
Look.
Gotta see it through, my boy.
The point of the
Look,
show
yeah,
is
you
to
gotta see it
show
through.
how the cycle of violence, the cycle of hatred can destroy each other. They can destroy humanity, and to reach to this point where everybody is ready to kill each other for the dumbest of reasons through this cycle of hatred. And it took someone doing something as drastic as Eren and Mikasa to save the world.
I don't know how you gathered that from watching 5 people with singular brain cells in the most boring story of all time.
You about to give Shar a heart attack. You about to give Shar a heart attack.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's not it.
She's about to ask me to come up
Hey,
here just to
geez,
cuss you out.
The amount of recklessness, the amount of attacks, the killing, nothing to me was driven. I don't understand what the motivation was. I want to understand why things are happening. I want to feel what they're feeling, and the show did nothing.
Wait, can I just actually? Wait.
Okay, you must be trolling.
But this is a group of people. But with the Attack on Titan, this is a group of people who, for all they know, were the only people on civilization being hounded by these giant humanoid creatures that ate them. Then for them to learn that there is not only a population of people beyond their walls, but an entire society. And they were the cursed people of the world, sentenced to their own form of purgatory. And there's this boy who's a product of that hate that was created by this world. Like, none of this is interesting to you, like, at all. Like,
so you're telling me they have the ability to create this 3D flying gear, but they didn't have the ability to figure out why they were trapped in these walls?
To be fair, they were fighting for their lives damn near every day.
They didn't really. They didn't
like, what are we talking
They
about?
had plenty of time to like figure all that out before. At that point,
we know it's pulled up to their crib. What are we talking about?
By the time all that happened, though, by the time the walls got broken through, they deserved it.
I don't know about by that time. At some point, they probably
deserved it. They were innocent people.
The world government in the story hid the truth from the entire masses to retain power. They literally did not tell the truth to any of their people.
Also, anybody who got close to the truth would be killed on the spot.
Literally. Like, they literally hid it.
It's like, hey, they're sending a whole group of people to their death for years on years and years and years, and then you find out what's going on?
When they heard
wasn't before
Erwin's,
the story they sent out a whole bunch of civilians to on a mission against the Titans, and those guys got murked before the story even started.
That, but also it's not just that. Like, they were actively killing people who were getting close. Like when Erwin's dad told Erwin about the secret, and Erwin still telling his classmates, dad ended up dead the next day.
Literally.
So if you even whispered about it, you got killed. So that's why it didn't spread.
Facts. There's a whole religion created to make sure people have doubt the entire time.
Like, it was a corrupt government for a bunch of people who did not know anything about their lives. Like, I don't
all of this just like reminded me. This whole conversation, Attack on Titan probably isn't the worst anime because there's one that beats it for me, which is One Piece being.
Oh, I knew she was gonna say One Piece.
Worst anime of all time. Why are there 1,000 episodes?
Trolling for the last 40, for the last 30 minutes.
Let her cook. Let her cook.
Let her get it off. Let her get it off.
No, okay. So, why are there over 1,000 episodes?
Long story.
To tell one story.
It's a long story.
It's world building.
You know why? Because they don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening. We don't know they have no idea what they're doing. It's just happening, and we're watching it. And the fact that so many people worship it and put their time and effort into it, I can't. So if you tell me you're a One Piece fan, I know instantly this person's stupid.
Damn.
Wow.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. She just, I ain't gonna lie,
business, bro.
As a non One Piece fan, she just cooked y'all.
Hey man,
I'm like episode 200.
One Piece is
I'm
elite.
still far away.
I would say though, if a man told me they love One Piece, I have to marry him because he'll put all of his time and effort into something so stupid he would never leave me.
Hey, to be fair, even though she's she's cooking with the stove off, all that stuff. To be fair to her,
A fan of One Piece is commitment.
No,
Man,
there's some
One Piece
crazy.
is
There are some
elite, bro.
crazy One Piece and Attack on Titan fans. Like we already know, some of these Attack on Titan fans were sending death threats to Isayama, and I guarantee you that if the
Yeah,
ending
get that.
happened,
Yeah, get that show out. Hurry up. We
if-
about tired of waiting.
if the
Were those the same
One
ones
Piece
that were advocating
ending,
for
no, people
wholesale
were sending
genocide?
death threats because they didn't like the ending of the manga.
Oh.
And if One Piece
Oh,
ended in
I
a way
loved
that
it.
they don't like, they're gonna send death threats to Oda too. So, I
What do they
mean,
think?
hey, man.
Aaron
They
and
be beyond
Mikasa
death
was
threats. They could be at his house.
Yeah,
Hold on,
these
Brindle,
people are
Brindle.
crazy sometimes. These
If you
people are
watch-
Did they think that Aaron and Mikasa was just gonna walk away hand in hand and everything's Gucci? No, one of them was.
Yeah,
gonna
bro. I ain't gonna
die.
lie. That's my only thing. Like, I gotta admit, for those people out there who thought One Piece, like everything was gonna go back to normal. Like, do you know how many people that man killed? You gotta pay for your sins, bro. Everybody got to pay in the Reaper at the end. So I don't know why I thought Mikasa and Aaron was going back to that cabin. Like it was all good. It was never going to be that.
either they wanted
Never
him to have a
gonna be that.
happy ending, or they wanted him to murk the entire world.
Well,
All
that's
of
the
them
thing,
dead.
though. You watch 3 episodes from Attack on Titan, three random episodes out of all the seasons. You're like, holy shit, so much has progressed. You watch 3 random episodes of One Piece, nothing has happened.
Sounds like Attack on Titan is better than One Piece.
That's
I will say that's what I'm saying.
right
One
now. It
Piece
is. Yeah, right
more
now it is.
trash.
All time. If you were to
And
rank
here's
them
my
up.
thing. That's like the most disgusting thing that like this is what really gets me. I watch episode 1 of One Piece. I watch episode 999 of One Piece. They look the exact same. The animation is garbage.
You can't fight her on that though. That's the thing. You can't fight her on that.
No,
Why?
the animation not garbage though. It's not
The
garbage.
very first episode, very last episode, there was no like what? Who is drawing this on paper still in like a cave
Yo,
with no
it's
light?
supposed to look like that. Like that's how it's. That's One Piece. It's supposed
I'm
to be a
sorry.
little wacky.
It is 2023. I have 4K eyes. I need 4K quality.
Wow. So what do you consider a good anime? Since you don't like any anime, but what is considered a good anime?
Yeah. Let's
Yes.
get some
One Punch
barometers.
Man season 1 is the perfect anime.
One Punch Man season 1.
All right. Come on, Sean.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
That.
We are
Thomas
30.
never
We are
sad, bro.
almost 32
Yo,
minutes
man.
into the podcast. She has not stopped trolling.
Nah, she's spitting, bro. You know, One Punch Man.
One Punch Man season 1, you have a character, you have depth, you see the emotion, you see the development, you see him rise to the occasion, you see him bring along people.
One
and
Punch
encourage
Man
them.
is literally a comedy, like sketch comedy.
Actually, no, it's
anime.
satire. Get it right.
But it's
One
still,
Punch Man.
Satire, still a comedy.
I mean, it's still
Lonnie.
does
The
it.
To
craziest
make you
part is
laugh.
hold up, Lonnie.
no,
The
it still
craziest
has,
part
it still
is
has a message though.
the craziest part is Lonnie. The Eminence and Shadow is the same thing, but they hate the Eminence and Shadow. But
Eminence
Glaze,
or
One
Shadow
Punch
is
Man.
overrated. Stop. Don't bring him in.
It's
in
literally a
conversation.
satire of the Isekai.
One
genre,
Punch
but
Man
yeah,
clears
sure.
Eminence and Shadow. Don't bring in this number.
I'm just
I
saying,
would say,
One
yeah,
Punch-
like,
hey,
I
Eminence and Shadow is the One Punch Man
Yeah, I would say One
of
Punch Man
Isekai.
way better than Eminence and Shadow. I don't even know why
It's
you
just
put
the
them
One
in the
Punch
same
Man of
conversation.
Isekai, but y'all
Don't disrespect One Punch Man.
Yeah,
like
stop
that.
it. Stop
I
it.
didn't
Please
disrespect it.
cut
I just said
cut
it's
it
the One
out.
Punch Man of
But
Isekai.
stop
but y'all
putting them
hate
in the same conversation because there's no need for that.
it. You just hate it,
Nasty
bro.
word.
All right.
Nasty, bro.
Sword Art Online season 1. Because that show actually brought, I think, during that time period in which it showed, we had world peace.
No, I liked Sword Art Online. Then when it got to season 3, it was quiet.
I was rolling with
I
you
like
until you
Sword Art
said Sword Art
Nah,
Online. Now I'm
season
out.
2 was cooked for me.
Sword Art Online was hit the ground running. They just fumbled the bag.
Fantastic. You bring
Lonnie, what did you
in
say?
Aizen,
So,
you bring in
he
King
I
said,
definitely agree with the
Yeah.
one first. I definitely agree about that first season. 100%.
It
Lonnie-
meshes together every fandom possible. Unlike, let's go back to this one, another trash anime that is overrated, and when people talk about it, my ears turn off. Cowboy Bebop is horrible.
She's coming
Cowboy
for every community that exists right now. Let her cook. Let her
There
cook.
was only 20 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, and people make it their religion. And I need to know, what schizophrenia do you guys have?
Oh my god!
What water were you drinking at the same time to think that this anime should be on that type of pedestal?
You're not rocking with my dog Spike at all?
No,
Wow.
it's not.
You like Yu Yu Hakusho?
It was so predictable. No.
To be fair, low key, okay, this is the one time
I'm not mad about her
gonna
not
agree
liking
with what you said.
Cowboy Bebop. but I
Cowboy
do think it's
Bebop
good.
is a little bit overrated because some people try to say people try to say it's one of the best anime out
Yeah,
there.
it's
and
not.
it
It's
ain't.
not.
It's
But
not.
it's a good classic to have under your belt, though. It's good for the
Trigun better,
culture.
to be honest. Trigun better.
No.
Trigun also gives me like when I watch it, it gives me like Parkinson's while I watch it because I'm like all the animation I think is terrible from the 90s. I don't watch anything from the 90s. I think it's terrible. Let's do a remake of it. Like when they remade Berserk, it was chef's kiss.
Whoa, hold
They
no,
did
no,
do
no,
wait. You don't like
no,
wait.
no,
You
hold
don't
on,
like.
hold on. Time out.
Have you-
Are we
Yu
talking
Yu
the
Hakusho
movies or are
was
we
the
talking the show? Because that's very important.
The show.
Wait. Can I ask you a question? Queen, do you like? Do you like? Do you think the animation for Studio Ghibli films are good or no?
Yes, because that man takes the time to hand draw and from start to finish will personally review every single scene in that movie, and every single scene is an artistic like time stop.
Even the old stuff.
Yes, gorgeous.
Okay.
Nausicaa,
Yes.
Totoro.
Yes.
Even those
Castle in the Sky.
even that like dumb fish
House of
one.
the
I even
Castle.
watched that dumb fish one. I loved it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no. I had to make sure.
Hey,
'Cause
man,
Studio Ghibli is elite
broken takes
at
right
any
now.
era.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
One more hot take.
for
Digimon is
it.
better than Pokemon.
She did. There we go. She did it.
Digimon did it
And
better.
Zeros,
What was the first episode about? I said in the first episode, and I love Pokemon Queen. I said in the first episode, we had to give our hot takes. I said, if Digimon had the same level of video games
Yeah.
that Pokemon had,
So much
Digimon
better.
would be way better because the anime for Digimon is still good right now in
Oh,
Hold up.
2023.
It could hold
I will
its
watch
history
Digimon
good.
right now.
The
It is
movie, the
timeless.
Digimon
The
movie,
movies
could be like praised as one of the greatest anime
now
movies.
she's cooking, chat. She's cooking, chat.
Nah,
She's
not-
cooking.
She's been cooking this whole time. You just
We be talking
She's
about
cooking,
Digimon
chat.
on
Yeah,
you
we
have
can
to
talk
see
about
through the
Pokemon.
troll.
I've
You have to
I've
see
seen the
through the
whole
troll.
time. But unfortunately, I'm the only person here that has true elite taste in what is good.
What's your favorite? What was your favorite Digimon? What was your favorite Digimon? Like if you were to have a Digimon partner.
I don't know. He's like the little like T-Rex guy that follows the.
Agumon?
Giyu. No.
I think that's it. Yes, I don't know his
Something
name,
like
but I know what he looks
Gumon?
like.
Yeah.
He's a little
I'm
guy.
rocking with Vmon all the way, man.
Vmon tough too, bro, because he
Veemon's
be
tough,
ready
bro.
for that scrap for real. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta go the classic Agumon because War Greymon is like that, bro. He's tough as hell, bro.
But see, if you played the Cyber Sleuth Digimon games, Vmon's like Mega Evolution, Chef Kiss, as they say.
Every convention I go to, every panel I do, every competition I do, I always ask the crowd questions. You know, Goku, Vegeta, this or that. I like to end every competition or whatever else with I tell everybody to get their phones out, and I tell everybody to Google Dead Man Wonderland. Okay,
I like Deadman Wonderland.
Dead Man
Hell
Wonderland
yeah.
was
Hell yeah.
fantastic, but the studio, because of how dark and violent the anime was overall, the studio canceled it because they thought nobody would watch it. So I make every single person pull up their phone, get on Twitter, and start do hashtag Deadman Wonderland, bring it back, because that was the greatest unfinished anime we've ever had of all time.
I'm not mad at that because I read the Dead Man Wonderland manga.
Nah, yeah.
Honestly,
Dead Man Wonderland is
it's
like
good,
that,
bro. The characters between the main character and the white haired girl, their relationship throughout the series is really good. Like,
but hold on, over Promised Neverland though for best unfinished.
no, that
anime?
finished for you, bro.
You can compare it. Dead Man Wonderland takes it's a bunch of guys in the Hunger Games.
But the manga is finished for Dead Man's Wonderland, no? The manga's not finished?
The
manga finished a while ago.
Yeah, it finished a while ago.
Yeah, you talking about the anime.
Yeah.
You gotta read it.
I gotta read Dead Man's Wonderland to the end to know if it's better than Promised Neverland. But right
I
now,
just tell people animes I never will recommend ever. Elfen Lied, Future Diary, Soul Eater, Bleach, High School of the Dead. Don't watch that trash.
Bleach.
Bleach.
She
Soul
said
Eater?
Bleach.
Soul Eater?
Soul Eater and Bleach is crazy.
Look,
You can have the
look.
other one.
I don't know
Soul
about the
Eater and
other
Bleach
ones,
is
but High School
crazy.
of the Dead, you are a
Nah,
heathen
you
if
can
you're
have High
watching
School of
that.
Dead too.
I ain't gonna
Yeah, you are
lie.
a heathen if
Hey,
you're watching
you can have
that.
hey, I'm rocking with High School of the Day. You feel me?
High School of the Dead. Like, what
J.
was
You
that?
feel me? Shout out to High School of the
Like
Dead.
you think
man.
you've seen fan service, then watch High School of the Dead.
Hey,
You
That's
know.
exactly why I can't
I
watch
let High
High
School of
Dead.
the Dead pass.
I watched it.
every
I
time,
turned it off,
every
and I was like,
time.
"How do I get back?" Like 6 hours of my life. It was terrible.
Oh, that's
Why
how
did
I
you
felt
watch all
about when
6
I watched
hours
7
in
Inches
the
Shadow,
first?
to be honest. But
No, it's
I'm rocking with
are you
High School
serious?
of
High
Dead.
School of the Dead's way worse than Emerson Shadow in terms of fan
I ain't
service.
gonna
What are
lie.
you talking
I don't
about?
really
Sounds
know.
like I
I
don't
don't
wanna
really
watch
know what
that
y'all
either.
don't
I
see in
mean,
High School of the
weird.
Dead. To be honest, High School of the Dead got that it factor. If you ask me.
Oh, actually, I've lied this whole time. I'm so sorry. Worse than One Piece. The worst anime. When I see it turned on somewhere, like in an anime room, I will physically walk to the TV and turn it off at the convention center. Or if I see the manga, I pull the books out and I hide them so no one can read it. Kill the Kill.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not
I
mad
can
at
never
that.
watch it like that.
I ain't mad
I'm
at
not
that.
mad at it at all.
I ain't mad at that, boss.
It's just a bunch
Can't-
of girls in pajamas the entire time. Let's be honest.
Definitely not mad at Kill la Kill.
All
Hey
right.
man.
People have
Oh,
strong
shit.
opinions on that one. That or Samurai Champloo.
Okay, see.
Okay.
no,
All
I can't-
right.
Sydney,
Sydney.
we was
Sydney,
chilling,
you
and now you
Tell
got
me your top two things about why you like Samurai Champloo.
Mugen and Jin. Those are my top two
Bro,
reasons why
right
I like
there.
Samurai
I like the
Champloo.
art. I like the art, and I like
the
Mugen.
art, the
The music is
soundtrack's
good, too.
fantastic. What are we talking
man.
about?
You guys are not.
I will
All
say
right,
this
Sydney.
though.
All right.
The disrespect of Bleach was crazy because Bleach got the best music. Best music is in Bleach. Facts.
I've heard
You guys
that.
are not my people.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
I
can't be
know.
dissing Attack on Titan and be my people. That's crazy.
I'm sure y'all also like Psychopaths, and you like
Hell,
those
please don't.
other-
Oh, now she's
No, Psychopath
violent.
is good. Okay, hold on right there. Psychopath is good now.
Hey, he don't speak for all of us.
Psychopaths.
He don't speak for
No,
all of us.
Psychopaths is good. Psychopaths is
Hey,
good.
No, it's
all
not.
right.
Psychopaths is not. All right.
Let's real quick.
Every
This
person-
is
every
just
person
like
commits crime.
when we said
Everyone
Fate
commits
was the
crime.
near perfect.
Everyone
anime.
has bad thoughts, so Psychopaths made no sense to me.
There's a whole movie that came out that did the same thing. What is it called?
What are your thoughts
Minority
on-
Report.
what are your
Minority
thoughts
Report
on
is black
What are your thoughts on
because that was a
JJK?
great movie.
What are your thoughts on
Oh,
JJK?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, Lonnie knows how I feel. I could not get past episode 2. I thought it was so boring.
Of what?
Damn.
Of what?
Damn.
Nah,
JJK. Yeah, well,
Oh
Nah, bro.
no!
Oh,
How
no.
do you look at
Wait,
Aurora
wait.
and Yuji just being themselves?
Wait. So
It's
is
boring
that's
protagonist.
do you think?
He has a
do you
hard
think?
life. Poor
Do you
me.
think
Same,
Cheesecake?
bro.
My
Do you
life is
think
terrible.
Cheesecake Factory is unacceptable?
Wait a second. No,
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory.
Is
Happy
Cheesecake
Hour?
Factory unacceptable?
No, it is always acceptable as long as
All
someone
right,
else.
all right.
knows.
Okay, we here. We
All right,
here.
you good.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
good,
we
she
here.
good.
Okay.
Yes, JJK. Oh my God, poor me. I'm poor. I'm hungry. My life is terrible, little boy. And then, oh no, look, something happens. And then he goes to this magical school. And wow, he gets to train. He has these powers. Oh no, this villain wants to kill him, but he has mentors and friends to help him along the way. Oh my God, just like Demon Slayer, just like My Hero Academia, just like literally every other anime, but it's a different style of jujutsu ninja stuff.
But everybody in his world literally gets ragged up and dies. Like literally it's quite the opposite. You know, you just said everybody's help along the way. All his homies get messed up bad, maimed, killed.
Demon Slayer, all the Hashiras get killed. My Hero Academia, all those villains get their asses whooped. I mean, come on.
I mean,
Nah, My Hero, I could understand the friendship because
She's cooking your boy.
they're high school kids. They're high school kids, so I get that. But
they're the same.
JJK
we still have his.
though,
When did
he
Nobura
out
get
there
taken out?
getting
How long has it been
The
since we
difference-
saw her?
The difference is that they somehow get like each character for each show. Like at first, Demon Slayer, I was like, dang, these Hashiras are like fine. And then JJK comes out, I'm like, damn, these characters are pretty fine. They're just making every character more sexy. But it's the same story.
That's how I feel about Ace from One Piece. People just like him because he cute. Pause. You feel me?
That's true though. Hey, real quick, I do want to get like we are 40 minutes in. Let's wrap up the agenda hour by getting everybody's agendas real quick. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of Yeats agendas. She went on
Yes.
a tirade
And
real
we'll
quick.
definitely
She went on a tirade real quick. So I'm gonna start it off right. My agenda for this week is that Mashima probably should be entering one of the GOAT conversation in terms of mangaka. Like I think Oda's there, I think Isayama's there. Now I'm not a big fairy tale guy. I don't really like it that much, but the fact that he's writing Fairy Tale, Eden Zero, and a new manga called Dead Rock all at the same time, and
That's
they are
elite.
all like quality series.
That's
That's
elite.
crazy. That's ridiculous.
Does he
My agenda.
Does he sleep?
Ridiculous.
My
Does he
agenda
sleep
right
for real?
now. My
Huh?
Does he sleep?
I don't know
Probably
what
not.
he does, but he's
Probably
writing all
don't.
of them. I don't know what he
Probably
does.
not.
It's crazy.
My
Yo,
agenda
somebody
is
get whatever his regimen is.
I hate to admit it. After extensive research, I hate to admit it. Sosuke Aizen is not him.
Oh,
Not the concession speech.
oh,
you didn't even let Ty make his
Not the
piece.
concession speech.
Ty wanted
What? J Rob, I'm disappointed in you, J Rob. I'm just
Now you was on PC anime talking about, and I had to concede. I'm like, I was getting ready for the villain episode. And I'm like, I'm about to cook Todd, and I'm reading, I'm rereading, I'm reading like Reddits too to just make sure I'm getting my little details right. And I'm just like, yeah, bro, might not be the one, and Todd might have cooked me, and I
concession. Oh my god.
Like he's getting ahead of it. He's doing damage control. He's getting ahead of it.
He's trying to get ahead of it. Good PR.
Let's just get
Amazing
ahead of
PR.
it. Yeah, let me get ahead of it, man.
You know, because I had a really good plan how I want to approach. I was going to just ask very simple questions that should be answered. Should be. No, I was going to ask very simple questions that should be answered in the story, but I realized, this isn't answered. Wait, this isn't answered. We don't know why this. We don't know this plot line got dropped. Interesting. I'll go just ask J Rob, but he already conceded.
I know. J Rob don't die on hills. I'm not random. I rode down the hill. Okay.
I die on specific hills, Jerry.
Oh my god.
Hey Ty, you can still
random
go
will die on the hill. I'm not dying on the hill.
Agenda is that Aizen is for sure is
Hey,
not.
I'm trying to live to see another day, man.
Hold on, so here's my thing, right? I don't think
I respect
Aizen.
J-Rob. That's smart. That's
I don't
smart.
think
When you know you can't
Aizen.
win,
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right?
Refund, man.
Here's my thing, right? Aizen is who Aizen to me. I don't think he's horrible, but when y'all say that Aizen's like he's a pretty okay villain to me, people look at you crazy, and I'm like, well, if you actually dive into his writing compared to other characters, and not only just other characters, but other characters that fit his character archetype. So like Father from Full Metal, right?
He's better.
All for One, Naraka for Inuyasha. These are characters that have the same character archetype, but there's something specific about those characters that they have that Aizen does not have. So that's why there's a lot of things they have. That's what
Domingo clears, bro.
J Rod, do you really feel this way? Are you like?
Nah, I really feel this way because at first I was like, for a long time I had Sosuke Aizen as like the #1 anime villain. And obviously, I've read and watched, and I've watched a lot of stuff, and I'm like going through it. I'm like, he's not really better than him. Is he better? He's not really better than him. Like, bro, he's not even really better. He's not better than Miram from Hunter x Hunter. Like, he's not.
Hell no, he's not.
He's not better than. Like, bro, he's not better than Shigaraki.
He's not.
Like, he's not better than Shigaraki.
He's not.
Like, bro, I don't think he's better than Dofi.
He's not.
I think. Billy Bob put in Akainu. I think Akainu, depending on how to write it,
breaking my heart. Y'all breaking my heart right now.
Hey, Bleach fan.
I mean, he's better than Julius from Black Clover.
I mean, I guess.
I'm not mad at that.
I'll ask you guys this question. People who like Aizen, before I go on this, I'm gonna go for a while.
Like, I might take Team Rocket over Aizen for
this. I have a question.
Give me Giovanni.
Stop.
I have a question for y'all. A question. Why do people who love Aizen, why do y'all love Aizen?
Ty, let's save that because we got to get the hour out of the way,
okay.
And then the Aizen's gonna have his whole.
Okay, all right, okay.
You're gonna go all in on Aizen, bro.
So who else has who's
like,
next for agenda?
Give me Muzan a little bit.
Lonnie,
oh my! Stop.
Ty?
All right.
What do you all got? What do you got?
All right. So maybe this is because I found myself reading a few like comic books this week, and I think it's not even close anymore. And the numbers have proved it. Manga is so much better than comics; it's not even close. This is something that I felt for a
Facts.
long time.
Facts.
And I've seen, so obviously there are plenty of comic channels on YouTube, and y'all need to have an honest conversation with yourself. Why do y'all keep reading when they're just gonna reboot everything anyway?
Facts. Come up with some new shit.
So we do this. We do this every time, okay? Whether DC Resurgence or Marvel, whatever heroes that they did, they just do a thing. You can say whatever you want about One Piece. The craziest part is about One Piece, it's gonna end. When most characters die in One Piece or a man was passed, it should be passed. The fact that y'all keep throwing out Batman, but guess what? Jim Gordon's Batman now, or Damian Wayne is Batman, or whatever.
Or one of the Robins is playing Batman
conversation,
now.
even to the point that you guys are distorting. Remember, last year, Superman came out, something happened, and he was gay, and people lost their mind about that. People legitimately lost their minds about that. Now, there's no problem with Superman being gay, right? The problem is you're taking Clark Kent, a character that has been established since what? The 40s, the 1940s, and you're changing him because either you're trying to fit a narrative or trying to match the culture, or you're doing old comic books. And I'm sitting there like, y'all just need to, at some point, if y'all just pass the mantle to, I don't know, his kid and just let the story keep going on from there. I'm not.
No, they're too scared to like create new characters.
Yeah, I'm not saying
the main focus.
And when they do create new characters, they overuse them. The Batman Who Laughs last year, they put him everywhere, which was basically a Batman who basically the Joker. Bruce Wayne was the Joker, and they used him everywhere.
I feel that though. I'm just tired of the same reboot, same characters, same story over and over. Like I feel
heroes. Wolverine died. You knew he was coming back. You knew he was going to come back.
Like these shows really playing Dragon Ball Z. You know, you could die, come back, come back, go to a different dimension, come back.
I think the problem with the comics is that there's not a single, at least for my thing. I like reading stories that have like a single continuity. To me, like I can't imagine seeing like 15 versions of like One Piece or Naruto or Dragon Ball. Or, like that would just be strange. Like if I went to this story and then the characters are just different. You could argue different people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that big on comics, but there's some of the ones I've tapped into. Like I love one of my favorite comics is All-Star Superman. The story about Superman having a sickness and he's trying to. It was a beautiful ending, but it doesn't have anything to do with like this 50 other Superman stories. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like. I don't know. I can't really get behind it.
And we'll say this: the fact that when you go to different comic book characters and you say, like for Superman, go watch All-Star Superman, or with Green Lantern, go watch Jeff Johns' run of Green Lantern. Like you run to these different segments instead of not giving me a full. Like if I want to read about the Fantastic Four, where do I start? You ask 3 different people; they could tell you 3 different times to read.
Books. Yeah,
and you're like, all right, bro, that doesn't make any sense to me if I'm trying to get into comics for real. If I want to watch One Piece, you straight up, all of y'all gonna be like, go start with chapter 1 and read. And I'm like, I would love that. And the numbers have shown it. Comics are going down. And like, if y'all ever really do look at the numbers, and I hope we turn this into an actual episode topic one day. The numbers for comic books have been going steadily down, and even something like casual like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was killing it. And I know
because the West,
like you know, so crazy. JJK came out in the late 2010s. It already has almost 100 million manga sales. That's actually like the Demon Slayer already has more manga sales than Bleach, and it just came out. That's actually like crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and anime is doing
like
one movie on the planet.
It used to take years for mangas to get to 100 million sales, but My Hero and JJK, Demon Slayer are either close to 100 million or they have over 100 million. That's actually insane.
But Ty, you got to think in this day and age, like one thing that's different between like I would say like manga and comic books is manga have anime. So for example, when you get interested into an anime from you watch it, you usually like us, what we usually do. If we see an anime before we see the manga, we probably read it right after.
Yeah.
Because we into it. Bro, I brought it up on the last show. That viral video of Nanamin and Yuji beating the dog water out of Mahito went viral all over the internet. It made everybody wonder, what is JJK? How many manga sales came from just that internet video going viral, bro? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
how many more are going to get from
comic books? Comic books don't have that leverage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they only have
a lot of comic books. What they can't really create a long running series. Like when they do, they don't even like have it where it's like its own thing, right? Obviously, for Cartoon Network, a side product is like Young Justice, right, or
Yeah.
Teen Titans,
which I
right? Or
really
back in the
enjoyed, by the
day,
way.
there was like Batman animated, Superman animated, but
Justice
like
League Unlimited.
Justice League Unlimited. But
Underrated, by the way. Underrated.
all these stories are trying to like bring in some type of material for comic books, but they don't have a straight storyline. Whereas anime is just, okay, here's my manga story, let me just adapt it. It's so much more confusing to deal with comic books. Like, what do we adapt? How do we do it? How do we kind of make this make sense in this short amount of time? Because there's no way we can adapt the entire collection of the story because it's not going to get a whole anime. Like, yeah, comic book is kind of all over the place. I don't lie.
And the crazy part is,
MCU is doing the best, obviously.
and
Yeah,
the
but
crazy
see,
part
they
is
lucky
you
they
don't
got
wanna-
shows though, because they got shows and like they have Disney Plus. You can actually
Ooh, I
have
like
like
that.
standalone series. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
like
at
this.
least
I like
you can do
this
that.
comment right here. Comics have lost the ability to be fresh. They have become like isekais, which really isekais are that way. Some golden eggs are in there, but a lot falling flat. And the
Facts.
crazy part is, you want to invest
Like
all this
Emerald's a
time,
shadow.
and then what? A year from now, they just reboot everything. So you're like, I bought all these comics, I invested in these characters, and all of a sudden, what do you mean you're rebooting it? So what was the point of me doing all this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
Nah,
my
it's
point. They just like the reason why I think DC Studios will never be able to catch up with Marvel Studios. Well, one, because they're backed by Disney, but two, bro, all they do, DC, is reboot the same movie over and over and over again. How many iterations of Superman do we need, you guys?
How many
How many
iterations of Batman?
how many iterations of Batman have we had? How many iterations of the Green Lantern are we going to get before he becomes an actual character? How many Wonder Womans are we going to get? It's like we recycling the same.
Yeah, and they're
stories.
rebooting the DCU all over again. So it's like
Yeah,
they
'cause they
couldn't
Y'all
fired
can't
even
even
Henry
give us like a
Cavill.
Teen Titans. Expand on other stories. There's no Teen Titans. There's no
Absolutely.
like. It's ridiculous.
Give me like y'all did Guardians of the Galaxy. You can't give me like y'all can't give me like something with the Green Lantern Corps just out in space doing something. Give me something like that. Like, I'm asking for all these different things that you have. You just don't do it. And how are we supposed to connect to whatever DC?
Thank you,
is
Majestic.
and
Bring
look
back Static Shock.
Yeah,
Oh,
Static Shock was
that's
good.
why I
They
say
got to
you
bring back a
gotta-
lot of stuff, to be
They gotta
honest.
bring back hella stuff. That's why I say you gotta stick to like if you really gotta go like comic books. I say read comic books that aren't just like iterations of one story. Like go read Invincible.
I'm about to
Go
say,
read The Last
Invincible.
Ronin. Go read Watchmen. You know what I'm saying? Go watch stuff that just have a flat out story where you could just go and enjoy it. There's not a whole bunch of go read Berserk, even though that's obviously not a comic book. But you know what I'm saying? Read stuff like that where you can get it one big comic book and you could just go through it like that.
Have you read Invincible, J. Rob? Because season
I'm
2,
reading it now. I'm starting
Lonnie
watching
season 2 is fire. Season 2
That
on
episode-
Amazon is fire.
That episode had me shook, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
shout out to
God.
Hey, no spoilers.
Shout out to
I
shout out
gotta
to
walk in. I'm
shout
waiting
out to
for
Gen V. The Gen V finale was fire too. If y'all
Oh
not
yeah, I
watching
gotta
Gen
catch
V,
up on Gen
the
V
boys-
too. But Ty, Lonnie, what's your agendas? What was that?
You can go first, Ty.
Oh,
We know Ty's agenda.
I have a very obvious agenda, but my agenda is to find out, why J. Rob has
Oh my!
why he gave his concession speech. That's my agenda now. Trying to push that and figure that out. Let's explore that.
Seems like you're about to find
I'll
out.
be a therapist. I'm gonna bring him on the couch. Like, hey, listen, man, take a seat. We're gonna talk. We're gonna work through this together, J. Rob. Don't worry.
It's just because Ty that I had him at the top, and I realized there are actually so many guys that like I put him over.
Reflection, character
You gotta,
development.
yeah, you
That's
gotta. I gotta
character
just be
development.
real at the fact that it's not that I don't like him anymore. It's the fact that there are so many better options right now. Like they just are, and so because of that, I have to concede that he might not be him no more.
Okay.
All right.
But that's still my dog though, and he brought immaculate vibes, and he was too cool for school.
Yeah, like he was
And some of the best plot armor in the history of the game.
He was definitely he's definitely handsome,
Yeah, I mean he's better than All for One though.
Hell no.
Not Shigaraki, but All for One. For
Hell
sure.
no, bro. I got you, J. Rob. Don't
Yo,
worry.
you still want me to get behind that guy who always losing?
I got you, J.
That
Rob.
loser? Let me get behind that
We'll
loser.
walk
Did
in.
Aizen lose? Oh, bro.
Yeah, just wait. Just wait.
Oh, man.
I know,
don't know.
Ty is like steaming to cook.
He's ready. He's ready.
All for One is a loser.
Lonnie, what do
That's
you
all I
got?
know.
Well, half of my agenda was to just bring Sydney here and trigger everybody, and
Nah, she did her job.
and yeah, she definitely did her job. Like she's the queen of trolls for a reason. But last week, I said like how the directors of season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul need to be in the Death Note. Well,
Oh my god.
Promise Neverland, the season 2 was like one of the worst things to ever happen in like all the media.
Preach, my brother, preach.
Okay.
So I had to do a little research, and I had to write, and I had to look up who wrote the episodes. So,
hey,
So
hold on, bro.
what?
Are you about to? All right, hey, I'm turning my camera off. I'm not a part of this. I'm not part
What do
of
you
this.
mean? What do you mean?
No. You're not about to write this whole person's name in the Death Note. I'm gonna be. On
It's a few
screen when
people.
it happens.
So
A few.
because a few people wrote like because someone like this one person wrote like half the episodes of season 2, and then this other person wrote like the other half. So Toshia Ona.
This is crazy, bro. What are we doing?
I think what you should write in a Death Note is like instead of writing their names to death, write, at the end, still die of old age and natural causes, but you should do something that would be like very inconvenient for their life moving forward.
I hope your
So like
shoelaces
this,
stay.
like this
untied.
mangaka right here for this episode writer. Every time you lay down, you stub your toe before you lay down.
Yeah, tell them that you accidentally eat a ghost pepper, even though you didn't want to. Just a
Is
chef
season 3 of
photograph.
Tokyo Revengers that bad?
until you redo the justice that Tokyo that Promise Neverland deserves.
So I hope your spouse leaves you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We just said a minor inconvenience, and he went to the spouse getting divorced.
He was
Lonnie
like,
is
hey,
his
hope you stub
old
your toe,
man.
your shoelace is untied. He's like, I hope one of the most emotional.
All I know is that when you
happen
do
to
stuff like this, there's multiple. I just want to make sure if Lonnie, if something happens, he's the new Kira. Shit,
Yeah, he's his own man.
Y'all know where it came from, and then their name is just Nanano. I don't know why they think they're so cool to only have one name when they made fucking season 2.
That's probably why they did it, because they knew it was some hot garbage.
Yeah, but no, they knew. So them are just gonna say, I hope like your coffee's always wrong or something like that.
So hold up, real quick question, because I saw this in the chat, right, for Tokyo Revengers. I watched the first season, then I read the manga and I saw how it ended. I can't watch the anime. But is season 3 that bad of Tokyo Revengers? Has anybody seen it?
No, with people.
I didn't see season 3.
People complain about animation all the time. Tokyo Revengers. This is my thing with Tokyo Revengers. It is a good series. The final arc is one of the worst final arcs I've ever seen in my life. It is terrible. It is terrible.
So are we hoping that the anime fixes the final arc?
They can't. They just gotta make sure the final arc just doesn't have to exist. Like they just delete it completely. It's one of the worst things I've ever read.
Oh my
terrible.
God. That's why I stopped watching the anime. I was like, eventually we're gonna get here and I'm gonna get mad again. And I was like, I'm out on Tokyo Revengers. They do be boxing though, J-Rob. They be boxing all the time in Tokyo Revengers. Except for Takamichi.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just don't really. You know what I'm starting to realize about
it's
Tokyo
like a sport.
Revengers?
No, if you want to be nasty, Tokyo Revengers is like a sports anime for like delinquents.
I don't really know how.
For real, bro.
I don't know how an anime. I don't really know how an anime full of gang banging thugs is one of the hottest anime out. Honestly,
it's really just a sports anime for fucking for just being a fucking
those gang banging thugs and those gang banging thugs.
It wasn't gang bangers. Popular in the West,
they were using time travel in a unique way.
Tank Jones, yes I can. Yes I can.
Those guys are just a bunch of thugs, bro.
Tank Jones, I want you to imagine you having like a little daughter, and then like you take her to school, and then like a bully just pushes her down the stairs. That's how I feel with Tokyo Ghoul. That's how I feel. That's what they did to me.
R.I.P. Tokyo Ghoul, of course.
All right. As you can see, Queen of Yeets, we have some very. I can't believe you wrote his name down in the Death Note for real. I can't believe that. Wrote their names down. I apologize.
So is your agenda the villains you like?
What?
You said what?
No, my agenda was just the people that made the episodes of Promised Neverland season 2. I just wish nothing but the worst for them because it was a crime.
At the Death Note. Yep.
Did we just watch a crime?
I think we might have.
I took myself away from the situation.
Yeah. The other members of the Black Sensei Society do not condone Lonnie's actions.
Yeah, we I am all about
Hey,
peace.
you gotta see it through. This is Aaron all over again. You're just gonna abandon me when
To be
things get
fair, yeah.
Yes.
To be fair,
when things get controversial. You're just gonna walk out on me.
Lonnie said he would be a Jaegerist, so I guess we can't be surprised at this point.
He was really out here advocating. He was really out here advocating for genocide with Aaron, like low key.
I wasn't advocating. I was just sympathizing. There's a difference. There's a difference.
No, more like agreeing, saying, "Yeah, we got to do this."
That's crazy.
I mean, thank you, Shar. Yeah, yours for life. Like, hey, once you're in, you don't really get out. So it's like you got to see it through.
I'm that's crazy.
Salute to Flock though. He was loyal.
We did.
Salute to him.
Also, shout out Pick a Sign Meme for the super chat. I have seen he's usually on the Pick a Side podcast. I don't know if y'all heard of that. It's like a sports podcast.
Yeah.
So shout out you, of course, about here seeing all these amazing anime and manga takes that we're doing, of course. But should we wait for J-Rob before we talk about Aizen, or should we talk about the greatest anime and manga of all time?
Let's
Cindy, were you leaving or were you staying the rest of the episode?
I was gonna leave, but not before I told you guys one thing.
Go for it.
I think the greatest anime character throughout all this conversation, you just made me think of it, is underrated, unappreciated, and not talked about enough. Stain from My Hero Academia.
His impact on the story is very.
I gotta hear why first. Why?
So, Stain is deemed and labeled as a villain in the show, and he's painted as one through the eyes of everyone we encounter. However, Stain is a character in which he wants to stop people. He respects strong characters who are strong in their convictions, and he kills criminals and those he believes that wield power, such as heroes, with no conviction and do it for self worth and their ego rather than for the good of it. And so I just had to say that Stain is the greatest, I think, superhero of all time for those reasons. He's unbiased. He respects people who put others before themselves. And I just think that's very important. And I was thinking about that as you guys were talking through Lonnie's tangent.
So you think Stain was justified in killing Ida's older brother?
Yes.
I think I don't think he killed.
Well, he didn't kill him.
Well, he didn't kill him, but I think he's very biased.
I thought he did. Did he not? Or did he just injure him?
He had to retire.
I think
he injured him really.
Yeah, I think he's really biased. Like if your ideas don't align with his, he's killing you. That's biased.
It was, I mean, what he was playing God in a way. However, he was very strong and he was killing criminals and people who were not saving.
That he didn't deem as heroes.
For those, they were doing.
Well, he had a very rigid, criteria for who he thinks is a hero, right?
He is misunderstood. Yeah. Those who did it for their own self ego boost, not
like early Mount Lady. He's like, yeah, it's a wrap for you for real.
He was about to kill Bakugo and Todoroki.
Yeah, I would say the problem with that is that he's
yeah, but Bakugo, he is not doing it he's doing it for himself. He's not doing it to save people. He just wants to be a strong hero.
But the problem with that is that we learned that the problem with that is that we learned that what Bakugo has is needed to be a great hero. Like All Might acknowledges what Bakugo is a other half of being a great hero. So killing it would have been crazy. Or saying that because he says a great hero is someone who also wins. So it doesn't mean that what Bakugo believes is necessarily wrong. He was just young and needed to grow and develop at the other side. Same thing with Deku. Deku needed to grow and learn how to.
You can't compare the 14-year-old kids to like the full-fledged heroes like the Genist and Mountain Lady and all of them.
So I feel that, but like
I would like to see why he took down the original Ingenium though. For real, because from everything we saw in the story, original Ingenium was kind of, or the Ingenium that we had before Ida takes over he was chilling,
he was a
right?
Good guy. From what
he was
we
a good
know
guy.
From Vigilantes, he really showed like he's willing to do what he got to do. I mean, I kind of see where she's coming from too, because it kind of reminds me of Zora from Black Clover. Like, there's an intrigue for like characters who are kind of follow their sense of justice and kind of try to create a better society their own way. Now, obviously, Zora doesn't go as far. Well, maybe he killed some people, but
he definitely killed that purple orchid.
Yeah,
he murked that dude.
Yes.
He murked that dude.
Or maybe
to take his stuff so he could go in the.
He probably definitely killed people, It's kind of like an anti-hero thing where it's like, hey man, I have a sense of justice. If you're not following it for a better society, I'm gonna kill you. I see the vibes. I see the vibes for sure. You know what I'm saying? Stain, I always like Stain, but I think Shiggy's officially better due to like the recent arcs. I think Shiggy's better. But who do you all think is better, Stain or Overhaul?
Stain.
I like Stain.
I like Stain over Overhaul.
I like
to
Stain
be
over
honest.
Like Stain.
So are we saying other than like people from the, I guess Dobby is above Stain twice, Toga or Stain?
I would take Toga over Stain.
Take Overhaul over Toga.
Toga's just like legitimately.
I have a question. Yeah, y'all don't like All for One? All for One.
I don't really like All for One.
I don't really like him.
So crazy. This is where we'll go to my Aizen rant. Was so crazy. He does the
He's
exact. No, he does the exact same thing Aizen does, except bro. This is why, bro.
I just wanted to put that in because what's really
it is so
between y'all's conversation and the comments. This has been fueling my troll fire.
Bro, it is so crazy
No,
how it's crazy how
people love that.
It's crazy how folks would not like people who are the exact same character archetype as Aizen, except are better characters than Aizen, but love Aizen.
Aizen's cooler. Overall's not as cool.
Aizen is cooler than All for One.
Why?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying aesthetically.
Well, one,
he's
he's
more
handsome.
Okay,
Two, every time he makes a scene, he's a badass. Like, come on now.
He stopped
Ichigo's theme music.
I hate you niggas, bro.
The theme music.
Hey, you know so crazy? You know who else did that? Bertolt from Attack on Titan. You remember when Eren was on top of the wall, episode 4, and he's standing on saying, "We're gonna take you, man," and then Bertolt pops a cluster right behind him. He stopped his theme song. That is not Aizen. That's the fucking directors of the series, bro.
No, shout out.
It was kind of Aizen.
That is
man.
No.
Nobody else did
Just under the spell. Didn't you know, Ty? Didn't you know?
Nobody else did
the
that.
person who just stopped Aisho's theme song was the person directing the episode.
Are you sure it wasn't Aizen controlling them?
Aizen just uses Shikai Zanpato on the.
Y'all see this low criteria that y'all.
Aizen doesn't even need a Bankai. Aizen doesn't even need a Bankai. He just gets it like that. He just gets it like that.
Y'all see how low you have to go for this goated villain?
We ain't going low. He going high. He don't even need a Bankai. Everyone using their Bankai this, Bankai that. He don't even need that. He's like, I'm just gonna.
I mean, he had the Hogyoku, so that kind of helped.
Hey,
but he's the one who stole it.
This was a lot of fun. I love this. If I didn't have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'd be here and argue all night. But
thank you, City. We definitely need to play in a Dungeons and Dragons with you because I feel like that will be chaotic.
I will be your game master and lead you through a fantastical journey of friendship, horror, and treasure.
And trolls.
I am down.
It definitely seems
wait,
like
hold on a second. This person says so characters have never done this. All directors and writers, bro.
You know what he meant, Bam. Like, bro, Gabe, you know what he meant.
That's silly.
Shout out Gabe. You know what I'm saying?
All right. But thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Sydney, for showing up.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Obviously didn't stop the theme song because there's no music piece. There's no music in the manga, bro. Like, what, bro? Are we serious? Like, I have a question. In the manga, did he stop the theme? Did he stop the theme song in the manga?
Yeah,
you know, I heard it. I heard the theme song while I was reading.
I have a question. So, what's the difference between the manga and the anime?
One's on the TV. One's on the TV.
And one you can hear the music. One you can imagine the music.
Exactly.
Okay.
And color. I'm sorry. Color.
Color too. Yeah.
I said y'all give Bertolt extra points for stopping Eren's theme song.
For sure, one of the greatest moments in anime history.
Right? It's an epic moment. Like that goes down on his resume.
Amen.
Theme song on resume. It goes down on the resume.
Hey, his resume's not that. His resume's not that big, but what he has is substantial.
So many villains do that, bro.
That's what he said.
Changing the music direction depending on what a character is doing, that happens all the time in stories. That's why I brought up a random moment where Bertolt did it because it's like it doesn't make Aizen a good like.
The one thing I will say that Aizen has over All for One though.
I know y'all are joking, but people genuinely think that makes Aizen a good character. Like people genuinely think that.
No, like, the one thing that does make Aizen better than All for One, I will say.
Like Bam in the comments, people think that. I'm like, okay.
No, but the fact that like Aizen's persona, like the whole mysterious, the whole that he knows more than everybody else, the one that he's just like on another frequency of consciousness than everybody else, like the lore, the fact that you don't get a background with Aizen, but he's still just as interesting as most of the people in the verse. You can't say that. All for one, like you're saying like, oh yeah, he has a background, he has this, he has that, and when we're comparing them as the same. Aizen doesn't need a backstory to be interesting. Like his dialogue, yes, can be confusing at times, yes, can be like misleading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But it's the fact that like the way that he does things, the way that he carries himself in the verse makes him polarizing.
So
That's what I like about it. Because he's a polarizing character. You have to admit that he is a polarizing character in the verse.
I mean, it's okay. So I want to save the Attack on Titan, the Aizen conversation because we want J. Robert here to kind of let Ty grill him
Hold on a second.
and
The
interview him.
Tank's comment, Tank basically said on a rewatch, he doesn't have the same impact. I think for me, when I rewatch something, it makes the writing better because you're able to appreciate the author's
I
setup.
agree.
So I think rewatching it should make him a better character.
No, rewatch
And
because
rewatching it to me didn't make him
to
better.
your point, Ty, like
That's
rewatching
not
it and then like Yuha basically like just kind of doing a lot of similar things kind of did turn me off to some of the stuff Aizen was doing. It's just like because Aizen's like basically doing this, and then Yuha's just basically like taking the baton and then like finishing Aizen's plan.
To be fair, that's always been a Kubo thing. He does rehash a lot of similar premises.
Yeah, no, he does. He does rehash a lot of stuff.
Except Yuha's reasoning is more clear.
Yeah, and we don't because
I'm not mad at it. Yeah,
because to be fair to Ty, like Yuha like actually has reasons. We still don't know why Aizen wanted to change the way
he didn't like the Soul King. I agree.
We
We
don't
didn't
know
get like
why,
a
though.
backstory.
We
Yeah,
don't
we
know
didn't get a backstory that led up to this. We don't know how he found out about the Soul King. We don't like there's some I can kind of see the direction that Ty is probably gonna
and that's not even where I was fully gonna go. I was gonna click on that too, but there's other things I'm like, okay.
So before we kind of go into the segment of overrated villains, cooking eyes, and all that stuff, we do have to kind of give credit to, in my opinion, the greatest anime, greatest manga, because the recent final episode, we did a live stream that is on the YouTube channel. You can watch us live react to the final episode of Attack on Titan. The story is done. Attack on Titan's anime is officially done. The manga's been done for a while. And exactly what is happening in the anime community or the anime community who watch the anime is exactly what happened in the manga community. They're complaining about the exact same things in terms of like Eren breaking down. They're complaining about that's like the biggest one when it comes to Eren breaking down. Everybody's like, you shouldn't have done this, blah 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 blah, and a few other things in terms of the some of the other impact we can probably touch upon. But I will say this: Attack on Titan did everything that I think it should have done throughout the story. The journey of Eren, the message and the purpose of Eren and Mikasa's relationship, the growth of Armin becoming a hero, and the themes and the message of the cycle of hatred throughout Attack on Titan and what it means for the world. Even kind of talking about the value of life and how it's there to multiply and the certain kind of quandaries in terms of how life will surpass certain things that can stop its multiplication from death and time and all that stuff. Attack on Titan touched upon a lot of these things, and with that said, I think Attack on Titan is the greatest anime and manga I've read in terms of story and watch a little bit harder because I still am not the biggest fan of CGI, but I think the story is still like top tier. How y'all feeling about Attack on Titan?
I think what a lot of people forget, especially when it comes to Eren himself, is the journey that he went through. Remember, the first couple seasons of Attack on Titan, people hated Eren. He was whiny, they hated him. And for us to go through the point where you hated him so much, and then he had, as much as people who think, like, he had some of y'all advocating for straight up wholesale genocide. One of the greatest heel turns in anime history, you could say. And at the end, when people got mad, they got emotional. Y'all forget, this is still what, 18, 19 years old, 20? Like, he never got to live it. One thing about Eren was freedom, right? He always wanted to go beyond the walls and see whatever it was. And then when he finally got to, he didn't get what he wanted, and he was trapped.
Became a slave.
He never got to be with Mikasa. And at the end, he had to become the worst person, arguably in human history, in Attack on Titan's history, in order to move the world forward, because that's the only path that he saw. Mind you, maybe if Armin was in the same position, Erwin could have been. Maybe he could have thought of something different, but that's what he thought. And he hated himself for it. You didn't what? You don't remember when he cried to those kids in season 4, saying that he was apologizing for what he had to do? He clearly cared. So like, and then what? You got mad the one time he's allowed to be honest with himself before the end, and he tells Armin's like, "No, I don't want Mikasa to be happy. I want her to be happy with me. I want her to always think about me." Like every person out there could vibe with what Eren said, how Eren felt. But Eren was the one who had to sacrifice everything so that the world could move forward. And just like Attack on Titan showed you, just because he helped the world move forward doesn't mean it's a happy one. It was a happy ending, but the world had to move forward.
I enjoyed the ending. I mean, I read the manga years ago, and honestly, bro, here's what really happened. Because I was around when that chapter first dropped. Here's what actually happened, and why the Attack on Titan hated ending is what people didn't like. It's because, and I kid you guys not. Like, I'm being so serious. People thought Eren became a bird. I actually saw YouTubers saying, "Why is Eren?" You know the whole scene with the bird.
Yeah, when it wraps
people, it's just basic symbolism. It's not. He's not literally a bird, right? It's just showing
Yeah.
that they're free now. You know, for the time being.
There's some
And-
inclination because the bird.
That he's like
Armin.
he's like the essence of like he's the essence of
but
Eren.
The point is, he's not a literal bird. But the point is that people thought it at the time. I saw YouTubers literally saying, "This is what the foreshadow. Why is he a bird?" And that's where the hate started. That's where it started. That's why I see Eren Bird memes now. It's a joke now, but the originally why people hate it was because of that. And I was like, "There's no." I was actually hearing YouTubers say this. I was like, there is no way, because a lot of bad takes in anime community come from YouTube and anime YouTube. A lot of bad takes come from
Yeah,
it.
with the bird thing, I think it's because like you also see a bird in like the first few pages, like staring at Eren in the first book, like the first volume. And so they're like, oh, it's the same bird from like the beginning, like how everything's connected. So they're like, oh, so the bird that like was looking down at Eren is Eren type stuff. But did I like completely love the ending in the manga? No, but did I like appreciate it a lot more in the anime? I did, because I just feel like the way that the anime portrayed it was more fluid, if that makes sense. Because I feel like the last chapter, it was like Eren died, and then a few pages later, it was just like, all right, now we're like in the future. This is what they're dealing with. Yada yada yada. Bird touches scarf. That's the end. And then I never got to read the extended ending, where like everything ended up being a cycle. But no, to me, Attack on Titan is, well, at least in my opinion, probably the greatest of all time. I had Full Metal Alchemist up there as number one, and I feel like and a lot of, even though they're two different stories, they do hit a lot of the same plots. Like we can also talk about genocide, politics, right and wrong, consequences. They hit so many of the same points, but like Attack on Titan, it just hit harder, if that makes sense. Like it still got the same job done, but like Attack on Titan just hit a little bit harder to me.
It also showed you how raw that world was, bro. That scene where they're carrying the baby, that all those people hit the cliff, and the mom passes the baby back, and the mom's falls over the cliff, and they just keep pushing the baby back because they don't want clearly the baby to die. Or even
I
in
saw a
part 2,
TikTok about like everybody keeps on bringing the scene. Like they saw her initially when a happy couple, and then fast forward, everybody had to save her baby and all that stuff. Like it really says a lot. I will say this, Ty, because I'm not gonna lie to myself. I do think there is something to the bird stuff. Obviously, it's symbolism to freedom. Like we all know that. If you have a brain, it's symbolism to freedom. I do think there might be some argument that there is something to not that Eren became a bird, but there is some like essence of Eren with the bird, because the bird touched Armin, and then Armin went into the past and had the whole conversation with Eren, and then obviously the scarf situation. But I don't even if I'm would have granted you, because I was never 100% with it, but I do think there's something to that. I don't see how like that should be your end all be all. Like, okay,
I don't know, bro.
I don't get it. Like all the reasons that I've heard why people didn't like the ending, none of them made sense to me. I haven't heard a good reason why people didn't like the ending. The emotional Eren stuff didn't make sense because Eren's always been an emotional person. He just held it in for so long.
Literally, the whole show.
I
The
mean,
stuff
he,
was
he
like,
had
oh
the
yeah,
ability
everything.
to see the past and the future, and he's like, "This is what I got to do. I don't got time to be
You
emotional
know
anymore."
something else?
Exactly.
I don't know if y'all seen those stories on TikTok, but y'all know when people, those people like a lot of like nurses when they're taking care of like old people about to die, they say they start confessing everything.
Everything.
So like Aaron is literally figuratively on his deathbed.
Mm.
He's about to die. He knows it, right?
Exactly.
And he's been holding it in for a long time, so he's just expressing himself. I don't know why that's like a. I don't know why that like took
It's
people.
weird. People
But
think
my
that they're
question-
gonna be stone faced when they're like on their deathbed.
But
Like,
my whole question is like, for real though, what did people expect the outcome to be? Because
Absolutely.
in reality, let's just say for the sake of argument, they would have stopped him. Maybe they stopped him maybe before Falco got to fly in the air. Let's say they stopped him at that point.
Mm.
You still killed hella people, bro. All those people in Marley, you killed hella people. How many people died from the rumbling after that point? Let's say you destroyed 5% of the population. 5% of 7 billion is still millions of people. It's still millions of people.
well, he actually killed 80% of the population.
No. He was just using
what
that
I'm
as a
saying
number.
is what I'm saying
okay.
is
Gotcha.
what did people expect? Because let's say he didn't kill 80%. Let's say he killed 5%. That's still millions of deaths on your head. So did people not want him to see any repercussions to the genocide? That's what I don't understand what they thought the outcome would be. Let's say he does come out of it alive. He would have been locked up forever. Nobody would have ever.
He's gonna die soon too.
Or they would have locked him up and waited for his time to.
Wait, hold on. I want to address two things Tank said real quick after J-Rob's done.
I had a question for Ty after
the
that.
other part is, did y'all think that after killing 80% of the population, he was just gonna go back arming Mikasa? He was gonna go back to Paradise and
it'll be all fine. No, they want everybody's gonna want to kill Aaron too. And
Paradise was gonna people in Paradise were gonna lay down their lives for Aaron. Like they were Jaegers at that point.
Country was definitely pro Aaron.
But you know, this also goes back
said
to
that I have to take Aaron's head and I have to leave because they're not going to want me to bury him. They're going to destroy his head.
Yeah, but can I say one other thing too? Does nobody want to remember the part where Levi's talking to Erwin? You know, I'm on my scripture shit right now. Excuse my language, but you remember he was talking about like Erwin was like a devil or was already a devil in hell. You know what I'm saying? Like his hell was the real world, bro. That reigns true for every single one of them soldiers. Mikasa got bodies, got casualties she probably shouldn't have. Armin got bodies. Armin was out there nuking boats that was coming to the island, bro. Them people still have families and all of that.
John, they had to kill their own.
John, they was killing their own comrades, bro. So it's like these people, even though we mess with their story, and we know how they got to where they got to, they still had to make some, I don't want to say unforgivable decisions, but decisions that
they can't walk back from.
Yeah, you can't walk those. Like they legitimately, you have blood on your hands. Like even if the intention was for the right, they all have blood on their hands, all of them. So it's like, I don't know I don't know if there was a world where people thought that Aaron and them are going to go back to normal. And then I also think, did people think that Aaron was not a symbolization of peace? I want people to know that too. But I know you want to go with that. I don't mean to take up too much of the time. Aaron Yeager represents a false sense of freedom.
Thank you.
He doesn't represent peace. He doesn't represent freedom like Luffy in One Piece. It is a false sense of freedom because he is a slave to everything around him, even though he is trying to be quote unquote free. He's a slave to his blood. He's a slave to the ambitions of his dad. He's a slave to his own Titan. God damn it. He's a slave to the Attack Titan.
He's a slave to his freedom.
He's a slave to his goddamn freedom. So when people saw the buildings coming up and people still bombing and the tree growing, he was never bringing world peace. He was never symbolizing world peace. And also, did anybody not remember the fact that Aaron Yeager did say, I really did all of this because this was the best situation that saved y'all. Not save the world, saved my comrades and my loved ones, not the world. It was never about saving the world.
Also,
So-
remember,
And I'm glad you brought that up, and I do want to say this real quick because I'm going to address these two statements from Tank Jones because this is another misinterpretation that people have. J-Rob hit it right on the money. It did have a payoff.
Yeah, it did.
Aaron saved the Eldians.
Yeah.
He saved
Facts.
Mikasa. He saved Armin. They got to live full lives. They got to be old. They got
Exactly.
to die. They had kids and everything. He saved the world. The world had peace. Another thing that the reason why the building stuff and all that popped up, y'all got to realize that is years in the future. That is future.
Bruh.
I'll be hundreds
That's like
of years in the
Hundreds of years,
like
bro.
centuries in the future.
The point of the ending is not to say that Aaron saved the world. The point of the ending is that this is humanity still.
Yeah.
Violence was going to happen again regardless. That's like
Yeah.
human history. Like that's common. Like there's no Disney ending where it's all peace and everybody's no. Eventually, hundreds of years in the future, this is going to happen again. That is the point. That's what it's trying to tell you. And the whole thing. This is the crazy statement. Take. You said Berserk is going to have a happy ending.
No, it's not, sir.
Yes,
What?
I disagree with that. I think it will.
Hold on. Just
No,
define
no,
happy ending.
No, no, I'm about to get
Define
you.
it. Define happy ending.
I'm about to tell you. So there was an interview by Miura said that he feels like it would be it'd be a disservice to his audience to give it a dark ending. I think that they're going to take out Griffith and Casca and Guts are going to be happy together. I 100% think that. No
You
question.
think Griffith and Casca are die together?
No.
No,
I said
he's
Griffith's
saying
gonna die,
Griffith
and
and
Guts
Guts
and
and
Casca will be happy together.
Oh, okay.
That is
okay,
a happy,
okay.
and that is a happy ending. It's
mind
gonna have a happy.
Okay,
ending.
if
It's the
Miura
will.
said that, then I won't.
Yeah.
press that.
They're gonna
this is what
respect his
this is what I
wishes.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean. But people say, mind you, this is what I'm gonna say to Tank and maybe y'all so used to these things working out. Like, do you notice even in Disney movies, they always go to just happily, they say, and they live happily. You get to the point where everything is sweet.
Yeah, this is we're in a new age, random.
Yeah, Lanny, let me use something simple that everybody knows. Everybody knows Cinderella, right? Everybody knows Cinderella. She goes to the ball. The prince gets the damn slipper. She goes to the crib. It all just works out. We're just not the fact that we don't even acknowledge the fact that he could have just went to somebody else who also wore a size 8 glass slipper. But no, don't worry about that. They always go happily ever after. They don't tell you 5 years from now on a random Tuesday when the prince is having a tough day from ruling the kingdom. He's the king now, and things are just going bad. They don't tell you about that.
Or the real story where she tortures her sisters after.
Yeah, like they don't tell you that. Like, mind you, Attack on Titan just shows you that. Like, we also got. Let me just say this way. You also got what all the other alternatives could have been in Mikasa's OVA, where they run away and the Eldians get wiped out, and she tries all these different things to make sure that Aaron lives, but he
Yeah, it's
never
impossible
does.
for Aaron to live regardless.
And before I get to my question for Ty, like we also forget like Chainsaw Man Part 1 did not end well. Part 2 is probably not going to end well. JJK, I think the author said that he's either going to make one person live through all this or like 2 or 3 people live through all this.
At the same time, I do want to also say this as well that yes, Full Metal Alchemist has a great. I do like great ending. I do like happy endings. Full Metal Alchemist, I do like its ending. But in my opinion, the greatest ending of all time is a sad ending, and that's Code Geass. Lelouch dies. He doesn't get his happy ending. But at the end of the day, he succeeded. World peace happened. That's the same thing that happened here.
I'll say it again. Lelouch walked so Aaron could run.
Exactly. So I get what you mean, but sometimes not all stories are going to get a happy ending. And if you've seen Code Geass and you said that the ending for Code Geass and what happened to Lelouch is not a good ending, then I can't help you.
And Random, you said you had the exact quote?
Yeah, so the exact quote that the JJK author said, either Yuji lives and everybody else dies, or Yuji dies and Megumi and Abzi. We all think Noboru's coming back at some point, even though
at this point I have no idea.
Has it been?
I can't wait to see Eye Patch come back out.
Yeah, how long have we seen? It's been what, a couple years at this point?
It's been like 2 years.
So it's either Yuji dies and everybody else lives, technically, so to speak, or everybody dies and Yuji's the only one left. That's what
that would
he
make
said
more
at
sense to me.
that point.
Curse to live.
Yeah, most series have happy endings. To be fair, it's there. I mean,
that's what makes
people like
Attack on
happy
Titan stand out.
Was Demon Slayer really a happy ending?
Hell no. Hell no.
Is it really a happy ending?
Tanjiro still dies early, right?
The only person who got the happy ending
with
was
what's her name?
It's like Tanjiro for real, like, bro.
No, he dies
Maybe
early because he
Natsuko.
activated his curse mark.
Yeah,
He
but he
dies
still has
early.
kids. I'm saying like he still had kids. You know, everybody had kids. Everybody had families. They
Then
all
you can
lived
say,
peacefully.
what is it?
But what I'm saying
we
is,
don't know
it's
if that
not,
actually,
it's
like,
not
made him-
happy for everybody else though. Shit.
I have to say, like, the last arc, bodies on bodies on bodies.
Yeah, like, come on, there's a lot of dead bodies. They ain't happy for everybody, bro. Everybody didn't get a happy.
You know,
Everybody's
like,
freaking out.
you know what it
Everybody
looked
thinks-
like?
Yeah.
You ever see like Power Rangers, like when like they activate the Megazords and like they crash into the buildings and cities?
And
Like,
you
hey,
know-
we saved everybody, but we forget that they knocked into like fucking 3 skyscrapers. Like probably like hundreds of people died. Like that was the end of Demon Slayer. Like, yo, yeah, they saved the day, no more musing, but like 90% of the crew's gone. Like it was like,
mind you, they showed was it Batman vs Superman showed it. Remember, Man of Steel, they're fighting through Metropolis, right? And then in the beginning of Batman vs Superman, Bruce Wayne is in Metropolis on the ground, and he sees it happen. And you get that ground view, like, oh my god, just because Superman technically killed Zod and saved the planet doesn't mean that shit's sweet. Like, there's still all these people who are dead, and Bruce Wayne is holding this literal child in what literally looks like the apocalypse at a certain point in that opening scene. Because what do you do as a human when you're watching two superpowered gods trying to kill each other? Like it's just Attack on Titan will forever stand out. I think this might be something that as time goes, people will appreciate the series more because it was never going to be happy. Not the way we want it to be. It was never going to.
ECMA said it was going to be a sad ending too. So like,
well, one of the biggest things about Attack on Titan, which leads to my question for Ty, is like the foreshadowing. And like since Ty's an artist, I wanted to like just to ask you like what like because we all know like the level of foreshadowing in Attack on Titan is like it's something you probably can't teach. But like, can you like say like what something in particular that's special about his foreshadowing compared to like other manga that we might see?
About Attack on Titan's foreshadowing, I think Attack on Titan's foreshadowing, I think he has a lot of Attack on Titan's foreshadowing is so good is because it completely changes your perception of certain scenes. Like certain scenes are like, I think some foreshadowing you can kind of have an idea like, oh, okay. Like simple foreshadowing is like, for example, when Radix is watching when he kidnaps Gohan and he senses he puts a scout on because he senses energy's coming, but then it's like 700. Oh, he notices Gohan's. Oh, well, maybe my scout is broken, right? That's foreshadowing because now we know later on that Gohan has a high power level and he attacks Radix. That's very simple, but I think that gives us a hint that he's probably powerful. It gives us, but maybe I think with Attack on Titans, it only gives you a lot of his maybes are so subtle. Like when Aaron hit his head and he's sitting in a room, his head's steaming,
and you don't even notice it, bro.
I was like, "Whoa, hold on a second."
Bro,
Like
my head used to steam from my football helmet. I thought nothing.
Yeah, like, I thought Aaron was just. And you know, a lot of times,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, you know, a lot of times when Aaron characters are mad, their head is steaming. That's why I thought it was. I thought he was steaming because he was mad. He didn't get right, but no, he's healing. His brain, his head's healing. Like, that's why I think his scenes are they're the most subtle that I've probably ever seen.
It's like when Bertolt and they're on that pillar with Ymir, the jaw titan at the time,
and the food.
And yeah, he's like, I ain't about to bite his hand. I didn't notice that until it was pointed out to me, and I'm like, yo, he's literally about to bite his hand.
Another one I want to point out is when they were in that one castle building and they brought out those bottles. At first, when I watched, I was like, okay, so then you realize, oh, those are what those bottles means. Like he can read that, and Ymir knows he can read that. I'm like, that's how they found out. I did not know that at that time. I was like,
bro, you know the steam tie was shown in like when he was doing the training. You know when he was doing the training.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like crazy. I think Attack on Titan foreshadowing is just so subtle.
Yo, there was one scene where he's in the cloak, bro. They're kids. I gotta remember what episode. He's literally standing in the mix with the cloak on.
Oh yeah, that's episode like I know he's bro. It's so crazy.
It's actually it really the reread value of Attack on Titan is like one of the greatest rereads we'll ever see.
Yeah, J-Rob mentioned it last week. I remember when I read the ending and everything kind of pieced together. I can remember how quickly I ran to reread the first few chapters again. Like the fact, like what always blew my mind is like Aaron was there the whole time, making sure things were working.
I have a question. Have y'all read
Might need to do Attack on Titan reread.
Have y'all read the manga?
Yeah, I got the whole thing.
In the
Yeah, me too.
manga,
Read the whole thing.
Grisha is
Come on, Ty. How
looking
dare you ask me that?
in the anime when he says Aaron, I'll show you his in the basement. In the manga, we see his face and we see him looking sideways. He's not when he says that he's not looking at Aaron and Mikasa and his wife. He's looking sideways because Aaron's standing right there. I was like,
Bro, it's
I was like, what?
How do it's crazy? Ty, it's so crazy how you make this series and then everybody reading it for the first time, they have no idea that this is happening right now.
No idea.
It's the subtlety
masterful.
is ridiculous.
Y'all know a crazy one. One of my favorites is that after the first time, after Berto kicked the wall down for the second time and they're trying to regroup and all that stuff, we see Annie when she's helping pick up the bodies. We see her saying apologizing. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Now we know later on it's because she set up Marco, remember, because she took his ODM gear, but she just standing over dead bodies saying she's sorry. We don't see who she's talking to. We know she's extremely apologetic to a dead body. We have no idea what it's about. Now we would think that maybe she's sad she couldn't save somebody. We found out she's guilty as hell because they set up Marco.
Guilty as hell, bro. Yeah.
Because they took Marco because Reiner convinced her to take Marco's gear. I was like, man, that was crazy.
He Titan food.
Also, with the bottles thing, when you also read it, you realize that Zeke is the one who brought those bottles there, and he used those same bottles to turn those people into Titans. And then later on, he turns them into Titans using his scream. Like
Zeke is a better villain than Aizen too.
And Reiner.
All right, well, let's get into it. We may need to do Attack on Titan reread because I think it will be amazing on the channel to do Attack on Titan.
I don't really consider Reiner a villain. I consider him just more of like a dragon.
He's anti.
Deuterogenous.
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 No, it's
Deuterogenous.
Random.
It is cooked. It's always gonna be cooked. Deuterogenous, bro.
There you go. You just did it.
Dude said Deuteronomy. We talking about the Bible?
I'll definitely pronounce it Deuterogenous.
I'm gonna stay saying Deuterogenous. I don't care. Right now, we're about to talk about potential overrated villains that people are probably overhyping, and we're gonna start off with a big one. Ty, it's time. It's time, Ty. Let's let him go on his tirade right now.
Yeah, go on your little tirade, bro.
All right.
Get it off. Nobody gonna debate you. Might as well.
Can I shrink down? Because I want to see y'all faces when I'm saying this. I really want to. I want to see y'all faces when I'm saying this.
Can we all be small? He just be the big one.
I'll have to.
I just want to see y'all faces, right? So here's my thing. Here's my biggest thing about Aizen, bro, is that I feel like Aizen conceptually is very interesting, but what he actually does with those concepts is not as interesting to me, at least. I already talked about the whole believability thing about him and Ichigo. Like, how feasible is it that he can plan Ichigo's life and then account for everyone's interactions, how they play into that? I just don't think it's believable storytelling, in my opinion. But I think that as far as what Aizen represents in his story, how well does that affect how you interact with people? The problem with Aizen is I think the biggest thing that I can take from that is Aizen planning everything. He has a god complex, so that plays into how he interacts and he basically fulfills a lot of his plans. But I think a lot of things that Aizen represents, I can't really pull how that changes how he interacts with a lot of the other characters. Like, what's a lot of his dynamics with a lot of the Espada that I really touched on. What is the perspective of the characters of the soul side of Aizen when he's there before the twist? We don't really have that. I think that those type of things really matter. For example, and that's why I brought up All For One. All For One's the character that plans everything. He has a very good dynamic with Shigaraki, a very good dynamic with
he always losing.
With All Might. It's not really relevant. With great dynamic.
Got ragged by Iron Man.
We can say the same thing for Fall from Full Metal. Great dynamic with Hohenheim. Great flesh dynamic with all the homunculus.
I feel like he's winning a lot, J-Rob,
we get
the actual story.
We get multiple.
Crap.
He's defeated, so he's trying to swing where no one's looking.
Defeated.
But I think
I'm just saying that other guys. I mean, I could still be nasty and roll off a cliff, but I'm just. It's no point because I like other guys more.
So, because like for example, we take the Aizen twist for example. What I think sets up a betrayal is how the other characters react to the betrayal. For example, or a reveal. For example, when we're trying to wait for the diver reveal, we're really anticipating how Endeavor's going to react, right? When we see the Reiner Bertolt reveal, we're very much anticipating how an Aaron's going to react because we've had time to build up to those relationships. I don't think that we really get any perspective of other characters on Aizen outside of fucking Momo. Like outside of Momo, how much do these other characters actually think or put in about who Aizen is as a person before the
Maybe
twist?
Jin a little bit.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Because I researched.
But I don't disagree with you. I'm just trying to.
He does.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
And then the only thing we get from Gin and Aizen is after their meeting with the captains. This is part of who was writing that I'm just not the biggest fan of. Is that he's I call it the mustache twirling. Mustache twirling is that when you want somebody presented as evil, but you don't really do anything to suggest they're evil. He literally is obviously this Aizen's plans to kind of false incriminate Gin so that when the whole twist happens, when the death happens, people can point to Gin. When they walk out to me, he says, "I have my eye on you," and then Toshiro overhears it. So Kubo's trying to say this, "Hey, Toshiro, this guy's evil, so keep an eye on him." But what did Gin actually do that would have incriminated him? Really nothing, right? And so to me, or even what like no one was on to Aizen or Gin at the time, so even incriminating himself did nothing. It really did nothing. They were worried about these people invading society. So why? And then a perfect excuse is, well, Aizen's there. It's probably the niggas that invaded. They actually thought this at home. Maybe the people that invaded did this. So incriminating Gin was just a pointless plan. And speaking of pointless plans, we could talk about Aizen and Orihime. I'll ask y'all a question. Now I know the ultimate plan that Aizen did. He wanted to get Orihime to Wako Mundo, right? And he wanted to eventually cross the Fusion Society, have them eventually go away from where they're living, eventually have them put this Karakura town, and Soul Society. So he have a straight shot to Soul King. I understand. I completely understand. It's not confusing. But why were we told originally he brought Orihime there?
He needed her for the Hokyo.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, he did. And we saw when he was, doing all stuff with the Hoku, making a wrong card list. So we saw it like, scratched up and damaged, right? Yeah, y'all remember that?
I don't remember, to be honest.
So I'm actually, what is she gonna do with the Hogyoku?
Reject it.
When?
Wasn't there a scene where she was using her power on it?
No, it wasn't.
I feel like
I
only watched the anime. I never read the manga. I feel like
if someone can find me the scene of her using her abilities on the Hoku, I would love to find that scene.
It probably was just implied then.
Oh, it was implied when?
Yeah. I mean, I
have a question.
Kubo applies things.
No.
Kubo applies things. He doesn't finish his thoughts.
No. Because the problem with that is that Orihime said that when she gets the Hoku, she's gonna try to destroy it. So we just didn't see a scene of her attempting to destroy it. That was her plan.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, I told you, Tom.
So now my question is, how did the Hoku get repaired?
Bro, Ty, you cook, bro. Do
Just
you
ask
want
me the
a medal? Do you want a
question.
medal, bro? Do you want a medal? You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
He just wants to twist the knife.
win.
That's what he wants to do. He just wants to twist the
You
knife.
got it, bro.
J-Rock,
You're not telling no lies, Ty. No lies, Ty. No lies detected. I have nothing to dispute. You win.
No. It's not. It's not about winning or losing. It's
I don't believe you.
I want to cook on one more thing. This is the biggest thing, right? Again, I think what a character represents in a story matters. So a big theme in Bleach is that it's basically companionship, because with Rukia's friend Kaien, that essentially when you form a bond with someone that your heart is formed, is that basically symbolizes that you made a meaningful relationship. There's a big theme and thing. I think that he actually kind of shows that throughout the Iran cards, because the Iran cards typically fight alone, while people like who at least team with Ichigo are very much value how they can fight together, essentially, like that teamwork, right? Mm-hmm. Apparently, a big theme of Aizen is loneliness, right? Let me ask y'all a question. How do y'all think this is actually reflected in how we interact with people? Because I think that that's, again, a big thing, right? So, for example, Gaara, he's lonely. So we saw how he affected his interaction with his siblings. We saw it interacted with him in his village. We saw it made it interact with Naruto and how he changed Naruto. So how does because we're told that Aizen felt lonely when he got sealed, and Ichigo said his sword felt lonely. But how is this actually reflected and impact how he interacts with other people?
Because he uses everyone as chess pieces.
Are you talking about his personality, or?
So he doesn't view it. He never viewed anyone besides maybe Kisuke as like his equal in terms of intelligence. He uses everyone. He views everyone as a chess piece.
I got you. But what I'm saying is, how does this impact the action? We see the interactions on screen. Again, that's the concept. The concept is he's a chess piece, but how is it reflected in the way he interacts with people?
Like when he just decided Harry Bell's not doing her job, let me just mark her because she's a chess piece. It's no emotional connection. Like when Jin betrayed him, did he get that upset? He's like, oh, okay, like you didn't do what you were supposed to do, so now you're up. Like he doesn't view people as people. He views people as objects or by ends to a mean.
I also think that at the very least, you could say that the best way to kind of communicate that he doesn't feel or he doesn't have anybody, he is lonely to an extent. He thinks he's greater than everyone. There wasn't anyone to his match, was his relationship with Geen. Because regardless, Geen was the closest person to him. Geen was his right hand man. Geen would handle a lot of the dirty work. But still, Aizen didn't trust him. Still, Aizen knew this guy was gonna kill him. He was gonna try to kill him. He knew that he was gonna do this at some point.
Yeah, because Aizen knows everything.
Yeah, but so I was trying to lead y'all somewhere. Y'all didn't go down the road I thought you were gonna go. But here's what I'll say: the problem with that is, at least what I see it as, we see a lot of that reflected in his view of himself as far as him wanting to overtake the Soul King, right? Like
also true, yeah.
He views himself as this high being, but we don't really know the root of that. We just know that I don't want to follow the Soul King. Why don't I want to follow Soul King? Shit, I don't know. You just don't want to follow Soul King, right? He thinks that he's above the Soul King, but there's really nothing that we can pull from it and say this is the reasons for these actions. It's kind of you gotta kind of guess why you think he feels this way. You kind of gotta guess. And to me, I think some things don't require explanation, right? Let's say I'm writing a story about a kid that goes to a kid that's doing whatever, and they go to school. Do I need to explain to my God bless you? Do I need to explain why this character is going to school? Not really, because that is essentially me setting my world building for a character to do like that. It's just established part of the world building that people do this. Now I'm asking you a question: if I was writing the same story and my main character did not go to school and everyone else did, that would require more explanation because he's going against the status quo in the story. So to me, there are certain things that don't require that. But for example, I don't need to really much explanation why people are soul reapers because that's what everyone's doing. It's established that this is how people are raised. But if I do have a character that thinks differently, that requires more explanation. To me, it does. Like I think if I'm writing a story like that, I need to explain why is this person specifically. Everyone else is doing something, but why are you different? What about society has made you different? Because again, if I'm writing a story and everyone goes to school, I don't need to explain that because it's just society. But if my main character did not go to school, y'all, the first question is why doesn't he go? And if I like that to me is that you need to explain those type of things.
Yeah, to be fair to you, I do think that they never really kind of go into Aizen's motivations. They never really go into what led him to the path that he decided to take. And it's not like something that's like, okay, maybe later on he experienced. No, he's been planning for so long back in the Bleach lore, like even before he became a captain. I forget what seat he was. He was like not even a vice captain, and he was planning, experimenting with Soul Reapers, killing Soul Reapers and all that stuff.
He was like a third or fourth seat.
Yeah, he was doing this for so long. I mean, the moment Shinji met him, he was like, this guy's shady. So he's been like that, and there's never been a huge explanation on like why does he feel like this? How did he start doing what he's doing? How did the Hokyoku kind of influence him to start doing what they're doing? When did he even have the time to find out about the Soul King and what the Soul King looks like and who the Soul King is? Those are definitely gaps in Aizen's character that we just don't have.
First question: do y'all think that Aizen knew about Squad Zero?
He had if you knew
he did because
I don't know how he couldn't have.
Yeah, because remember the Squad 12 captain before Kisuke went up to Squad 0.
What are you debating, Ty? He's the best. He's not one of the best, bro. We've conceded.
No, I'm not asking. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, would that have made sense for him to try to, if he is aware that they're up there, did he actually think he was gonna stop them? Like, did he actually think he was gonna like win against them?
That shit got kind of broken.
Yeah, well, but low key,
maybe as a Bankai.
No, but low key he might. Low key, like he has a chance.
No,
he has like the most.
Bro, y'all think this nigga's beating Squad Zero?
No.
She kind of broke. Maybe the
Hokyu, we don't know because
come on, Riddell.
No, I don't think. Okay, honestly,
you gotta kill 3 of these niggas just for one of these niggas to use full power, bro. Come on.
Objectively,
let's chill. Let's chill.
I don't think he could beat Squad Zero, but at the same time, that's probably. I mean, the Hokyoku
he definitely had a plan.
Was a big reason why
he had a power
up. He thought he was going to become transcendent to the point where he could go up against Squad Zero and the Soul King. The thing is, he couldn't get transcended because he was stopped by Ichigo and Kisuke.
But you know
So-
what? It's one of those things where I'm wondering how smart Aizen actually is because he can acknowledge when people are smarter than. For example, he knows that he admits that Kike is smarter than me. He admits that, right?
Kisuke is smarter.
Yeah, he admits
Is
that.
he
So,
really? No, I'm just kidding.
Bro.
I'm just kidding. Relax.
hey,
Relax.
hey,
Relax.
you
It's
want
a
to talk about
joke.
Mr. You know, listen, no, you want to talk about Mr. Convenient? Kisuke, if I say Kisuke, I need a portal to the moon, to Pluto. He'll have it in the next chapter.
He's a genius.
But he's a
Please
genius,
don't come
though.
for Kisuke.
I
Please
don't.
stop.
No,
Please don't come for Kisuke.
listen, bro.
Yes, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, he understands physics, brother,
Yeah,
at an extremely high level.
I'm very much aware. I'm very much
Yeah.
aware.
Don't be mad because you don't have the physics level knowledge that he
Hey
has.
man, hey man, listen. Him and
All
Aizen
I know-
they know everything at the best moments. You know,
I
Do you know?
do
Do you know
give.
how?
at the most convenient moment, they know everything, and they know everything. Hey man, listen.
You're what I call a jerk, bro.
Hey man, hey,
Yeah, no, he is a
I see
jerk.
what you're saying
You
because
are
like
a
when I
jerk, Ty.
value characters, I already told you I'll look at three things. The development of Aizen is not great. I won't even like he doesn't really develop as a villain. The story to find
Does
out
he
who
need development? Does every character need development?
I do have to like when I'm diagnosing, I do look at three things, and development is one. When you're developing as a villain, everything that Ty said is correct. Finding out how.
But what
he
if he's
got
just
his-
a static villain? What if he's just meant
No,
to be in this
Okay,
space?
then if you want to say
think-
that, the other two things for me, entertainment value. I think Aizen's one of the most entertaining villains that I've seen in anime. I think I'm always interested when he's on screen for whatever he's doing, being Mr. Cool. And then something that I've heard Aizen kind of fans say is that what he resembles in the story as like this genius level individual striving for perfection, being lonely, like you said, Ty, is something powerful for them to an extent as well. I can see why people like Aizen. I don't think his story is the most well developed, but what he represents and the entertainment value of him being on screen is probably what captivates people the most from what I've seen.
I just think that the standard for Aizen is just not. It's just a different bar.
Oh man,
A different bar. That's all I'm saying.
You know how cold Aizen is, though. You know how
guarantee
cold Aizen is. He
I
clapped.
guarantee you, if I go to another show, like this villain's just cool. He's handsome. They would get killed, but with Aizen, so he gets a hall pass for it.
Well, I mean, it's important, you know what I'm saying?
No,
To
it
be
is.
one of the best.
I'm just saying, if I just went to other shows and did that, those villains wouldn't get a fair shake. But Aizen, he gets to be cool and handsome, and he gets called the GOAT. I don't
Do you
know.
know how cold? You know how cold he is, Ty. He clapped Momo, then he faked his own death, so he don't got to deal with her.
Another thing that's
never been proven.
Another thing.
Kubo refuses to comment. I think the only thing he's ever said.
Pain is a better villain than.
The only thing Kubo's ever said, he said Momo probably would not mind if Aizen hit on her.
My only issue is, bro, is the fact that I'm not really flipping sides, Ting Jones, because I still like Aizen a lot. The problem is, in hindsight, like when I look at the other top tier villains, I would be remiss to say that Aizen was a better villain than Pain or Shigaraki or Mirin. There's a lot of guys out there though. So
this is depressing, man. I can't say Ty is wrong. If he was wrong, saying all this, then
a future episode.
You're not going to be better than Black. You're not going to be better than Blackbeard.
We can find an Aizen defender, and it will just be a 1v1 with a Ty, or someone on PC Anime.
Like low key, give me my dog Dobby, the man who just wanted to be a superhero.
Oh my god, stop.
What about high key? High key.
Give me my dog Dobby. He just wanted to be a hero. Like
dude just wanted to have love from his daddy. I don't want to hear daddy issues versus Aizen. I don't.
Dobby is better, bro.
I don't.
I do think there's a. I
mean, y'all making it seem you making it seem like Dobby wasn't like. You making it seem like Dobby was just living a chill life. His dad was legitimately a horrible person.
But
think about Aizen, bro.
That reputation, I understand, man. The reputation, it's hard. I know it's a rough band-aid. We're gonna rip that band-aid off, though.
Okay, since I don't know how much time we got left because we're pretty close, but I'm gonna say this maybe because I watched our video back, Lonnie Manuel, when we talked about Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online has never had a good villain. At all,
never.
The entire story,
never, not
the
one.
Only
they wish
one
they
that
had Aizen.
The only one that could have been was Akihiko Kaiba in the first season, and they ruined it. But Sword Art Online, even now, never had a great villain at all. The first villain, he kind of like gives up and just we don't know why he started Sword Art Online. The second villain was a guy who just kind of obsessed with this one girl and he poisons people in real life. The third villain was an AI who wasn't really that good. The fourth villain was a guy who found out about this secret AI thing in the middle of the ocean, and he invades it because he's basically trying to do a robbery, and that's it. Those are all they're all bad. They're all bad, every single one. So that's why they're just going to turn the main character into an AI, and that's going to be the main villain of the fifth season.
Does not sound entertaining. If we're being nasty,
be nasty.
You know, Sword Art Online villains, they all suck. Aizen's overrated. He's mid. I think a villain that is probably overrated, I probably would say Dio. Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You know what I'm saying?
You're going after King Petty.
It's like him in Reverse Flash. You got to pick one.
He also gets thrown in these GOAT conversations.
Oh my god!
I don't even think he's the best.
Did you watch JoJo?
I don't think he's the best villain in JoJo's. I think Kira clears him as a villain.
Oh my god!
Dio, at the end of the day, all he is just memes, bro. Dio is just memes. Dio
top tier hater.
Oh my god, bro! Did you even watch JoJo?
That is what Dio is. Like his story on why he's evil is that he was just a jerk. Like he had an abusive dad and he was a jerk.
No, he had an abusive dad. You're chatting.
He's like, I'm a jerk. I'm gonna become a vampire and I'm gonna be even more of a jerk.
What? Okay. You read like Cliff Notes on JoJo. You read Cliff Notes on JoJo.
Kira is better than Dio. And
wait, is Rydell a clip watcher? Is he a JoJo clip watcher?
You looked up highlights. You looked up highlights of JoJo because it's so long, and you came to this conclusion.
You watched one of them clip compilations.
Why is he a jerk?
JoJo's
Why
on
is he a
YouTube.
jerk? Why is he a jerk, Rydell?
Abusive dad. Sucky dad. Shaking my head.
So we just being nasty. We just being nasty.
By the way, I don't think Aizen's
just being nasty. That's what we doing.
I don't think Aizen's mid. I think he's solid. I won't call him mid. He's not mid.
So we're just saying like, abusive dad that like would beat on him, not feed him, stuff like that. Oh, just a bad dad, just whatever.
Abusive.
Nah, Lonnie, you got to put the anime tax on abusive dads. You got to put the anime tax on that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I even want to watch the dad ain't abusive for real. My bad. Let me chill. That's not even right to say.
Well, who do y'all think are some overrated villains then?
I need deadbeat daddies though. If I don't got a deadbeat dad, I don't even want to watch the story, honestly.
Overrated villains.
If that daddy available, I'm not even trying to watch. That means the MC not even gonna be real like that for real.
Just imagine the type of hate you have to have for someone where like after like you hate them enough to like kill their dog, then like attack their girl, then you become a vampire, and then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take your body. Then I'm gonna go after your kids. Then I'm gonna go after your kids' kids. Then I'm gonna go after your kids.
The only reason why he was so pissed at Jonathan is because Jonathan was better than him. Like he had an adopted father.
It's more than that. He had a life that he always thought that he deserved and wanted.
Yeah,
it's deeper than like, he just didn't like him. No, it's low key the fact that like he actually did like him. He actually did like Jonathan. He actually did admire things about Jonathan, and he was envious. He wanted the life that he had. He wanted to be that person. And so instead of aiming to be that person, he lashed out at that person because that person was like, it wasn't looking at, it was like looking at something that he felt he could never attain, and that frustrated him.
Lashed out for Dio is kill your dog, mess with your girlfriend, and take your body. That is Dio's lashed out in terms of
Dio
is trash. Dio is trash.
Oh my god,
bro, you understand that Dio is literally spending his entirety of his existence hating on one man and being a deterrent in one man's life.
I mean, I can respect that. It's top tier hating. I can respect that.
Bro, he's anime Dinkelberg. He just hating all. Bro, this is my only thing. I can't get behind just villains when their goal is just to derail somebody because they hating, bro. Because they just don't like the other person. I'm more of like, what's the big scheme of all of this? Let me know that like you are this way because the world turned their back on you and did you bogus. Not because you a hater.
The world did do him bogus though.
Ain't that the villain from Tokyo Revengers? The first villain from Tokyo Revengers. He was mad that Takemichi took his girl.
Well, they're thugs. Thugs do thug things.
The first villain?
Yeah, the
And
first.
and wait, and Ty, it makes
think
sense
so.
though. Wait, Ty, it all makes sense though. Some thugs are haters. He doing hater
Facts.
shit. That's thugging. Listen, hating on somebody in Tokyo Revengers is in the realm of what they supposed to do.
Oh, by
They
the Tokyo
gangsters,
Revengers,
they
straight up.
gangbangers.
Yeah.
Gangbangers, Bloods and Crip don't like each other because of real reasons. They don't like each other because they just don't like each other. It's because of the colors.
Facts,
So-
actually.
Also,
That-
Tokyo Revengers
That's-
ruins its
Ty, that's
best
very
villain.
thug-like
Also,
qualities right there.
just
No,
ruins his best villain.
No, I just thought it was funny when he got hit by a bus or a truck or something.
Yeah, he gets isekai. That's what happens to him. He gets isekai.
Because I didn't read up to that part, but I was asking my friend about it. He was like, he got hit by a bus or a truck. I was like, there's no way. I would go read that chapter. It was hilarious.
What the fuck did my
Like he's so angry, bro. He fights against the main character who has time powers, and then how he gets got is he gets isekai. That's how he gets got.
Yo, him getting hit by a truck is
How he beat
hilarious.
Mikey is like the dumbest shit ever. Like that.
The final arc is cooked. Like we all. The
Oh
final
my
arc is
god,
cooked.
bro.
If I'm,
That
Lonnie,
was
I'm also
retarded.
willing to say,
What's
I'm,
an overrated
I'm-
villain you got?
What's your favorite villain? Because I just.
Hey, you want to? Hey, call. I dare you to call Griffith overrated.
I can't
dare
do
you.
that. I can't do that. That's against my
Okay.
religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say Clayman from I would say Clayman from Reincarnated as a Slime is.
Does anybody overrate him? I don't think anybody does.
That's
Overrated.
not
Not in the
thinking
sense
right now.
that they're bad necessarily, but I feel like Frieza or Majin Buu are like a little bit overrated because they're always considered
so
like.
dumb. I'm so done with Frieza. I'm so done with him.
Like, I'm sorry, like
Talk with
Frieza-
Chess. Say what you guys say about Frieza, man.
No, he's stale. Like, bro,
Stale
like,
as
dude, just
fuck.
we're talking about hater.
I ain't
He's
gonna
just
lie to you,
like,
bro. Frieza's over Aizen, bro. I don't care what anyone says. I'll argue that to death for me. I know it hurts, but I got Frieza over Aizen, bro. We can have that debate too. You want to have that debate? We can do.
I don't even want.
No, we
I
can do
can't.
that, bro.
I can't even look at
Frieza
you, Ty.
over
I can't even look at you right now.
No, we can have that conversation. If y'all really want that conversation, we can have that conversation.
No, at least I'll say this. My thing with Frieza, especially now at this point in the story, you're gonna just get somebody else to do exactly what Frieza's doing because that's what you were doing before. Why is he back in the story? What gives him so much relevance?
That's what I
that he
hate
should be
about
back a third
Dragon Ball
time?
Z though in general. They just like regurgitate shit. They just regurgitate and they can't commit to anything.
Can I tell you why he's back in the story?
Yeah,
He's back in the story because he was ruling over Universe 7 for so long. He's affected so many people. Granola doesn't want revenge against anyone. He wants against Frieza because Frieza's the reason. Like, what are we saying? How can I have a question? What would another character provide to Granola that Frieza could also that they could? What would another character do what Frieza's doing right now, considering what Granola's specific grudge is against Frieza, considering he was ruling over the universe for the longest?
my problem is
Maybe Beerus because Beerus destroys planets or something. I don't know. Anybody like Frieza's just so
Wait, hold on a second.
regurgitated
Hold on a second.
crap over and over and over again. Like how many?
Vegeta is regurgitated
No,
crap.
not Vegeta. Frieza.
Hey,
hold on,
J
hold on.
Rob, do you agree with Frieza being better than Aizen?
Let's do it. Let's dedicate. You know what's so crazy? The whole.
I like
Let's.
Frieza. I like Frieza, but I like that he. I like Frieza.
Let's dedicate a show to that.
I mean,
Frieza
I'll say this.
Let-
I
let-
don't think Frieza. I'll say this. The reason why I will say like Ty makes a compelling point when it comes to Aizen being overrated is because he highlights just the plot holes in the concept of the character. Like,
I get that.
And Ty, you know some things like even the people who are supposed to be close to him, he don't even have no real dynamics with them. You know what I'm saying? Like and I gotta admit, what's one of the biggest reasons why we like Shigaraki and the Liberation Front? Because him and his homies, even though they're the villains, they're ties to each other. That's kind of
there's not a single relationship that Aizen has that's more compelling than Vegeta and Frieza. Not a single one.
no, I could agree with
I
that.
can agree with that. I'm not saying that. Like you're saying, you also say Aizen's not a bad character.
I don't know if I can answer that right now for me is because I have to go back and watch that first arc.
Yeah, I'm not saying Frieza's a bad villain. I'm saying he's overrated for where he's at.
And
Because some people be like, "Oh, he's like an S tier villain," and like, no.
Here's the thing, right? I don't think he's the greatest. I think he's a really good villain. I think I don't think he's S tier, but I think he's a high tier. I think he's better than Aizen. That's what I think.
My biggest problem with Frieza is like he's, at least in my opinion, he's clearly overstayed his welcome in the story. So now we're gonna do this again.
Exactly.
They're gonna do that, and then they're gonna fight him, and then what? Is Frieza finally gonna be done in the story this time? Or
then a few years from now, is he gonna come back with like color indigo?
So I mean, I think I might understand where you're coming from, Ty, because we know that Frieza is very basic in terms of premise. Like he's just evil, right? He's just an evil guy who wants to rule the universe, right? And every action that Frieza does is in coincides with evil guy wants to rule the universe. All right,
it's basic,
but he stays true to that, right? There doesn't need to be depth because it's very, very simple to what we understand. He destroys a lot of planets, exterminates a lot of races, all that good stuff, right? But my thing is with like Frieza is that that's boring, right? So my thing is, I get where you come, because sometimes you need that pure evil guy to just be pure evil. So I kind of see where you're coming from.
That's not my reasoning.
There really shouldn't be anything else, because
I got you. Want me to explain why?
Yeah, let me hear.
I think what he means for Goku and Vegeta's characters is why I like him as a character. Because like let's start with the beginning of Dragon Ball.
Let's start. My bad.
Let's start he's still hurt by Aizen. Forgive him. Sometimes when people are hurt, they lash out. So,
I'm not hurt, bro.
Y'all, sometimes people are emotional like Aaron. They lash out at the last moment. So
actually, let's hold this conversation. Let's hold this conversation for a different day.
And one more that's overrated. That I feel like it's just a one-hit wonder until we see him. We're gonna see more of him later, of course. Akainu. I'm sorry, he's over. Like he's not this big.
Boo! Tomatoes.
I'm sorry. He killed Ace, and then what else? What other big event? Killing Ace.
And you know what? Akainu did us all a fucking favor by doing it.
But I'm saying that's all he has on his resume.
That's how
on his resume.
That's how I really feel. Listen, Ace, give me a break about Ace. Shout out to Akainu, man. Made Ace relevant. Shout out to Akainu. We about to see what he was doing in God Valley, and stop hating on Akainu, man. You know, sometimes, you know what I like about Akainu? There's not enough real demons out there. Just stand on business. I'm a villain because I'm a goddamn asshole. I burn shit down to the ground. And that's why I'm rocking with Akainu. Straight and to the point.
That's what I'm saying for right now, because besides Marineford, what has he done that's been like super, super impactful in the One Piece story? Nothing.
He blessed us of having not to watch another episode.
So I can't have him no S tier top 10 villain when he's only done one thing in the whole goddamn story of One Piece.
He blessed us. That's what he did.
Yeah. So he could be B tier right now or whatever. He'll probably move up later in the One Piece story. He'll move up. But I'm saying, like, we can't just put like one thing in his resume and make him like, oh, he's like a top villain. No, like, no.
Yo, what if in God Valley he rags Garp?
Hey, like I said,
that'd be nasty.
Up until we see it.
Hey, do not let me see Akainu go out there and or Dragon. He beat up Dragon or Garp and God.
Oh no, if he gets more stuff on the resume, of course, I expect him to move up the list.
If he get him big work, oh man.
But if people were telling me like a few months ago, oh, Akainu is like a top 10 villain or something, like all he did was kill Ace. Yeah, but I'm saying at the end of One Piece, he'll probably be like a lot higher in my list. But like right now, until he might do something.
You're the top 10 villain.
Not top 10, but he's.
I think you said tier, right? You said top tier.
We might as well actually, if based off all these conversations, we might as well do a villain tier list next.
We should.
Episode.
Yeah, we should.
Something I'm gonna do for y'all. I made a TikTok about this. I'm gonna send y'all a video of it's not fully about. It's more about Goku turning Super Saiyan and what it means for the story. It ties into what I'm about to say about Frieza next time. I'm gonna send it.
Yo, Todd, did you see that video I tagged you in on TikTok from GT? I
I
tagged
did
you in
not.
it too, Riddell. I was like, how did y'all not find this to be some peak shit right here, bro?
All right,
Mm.
Ty, hold up, Ty.
I'm
So
gonna,
to
I'm gonna,
answer,
I'm gonna peep that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna peep that. What
Hold
you
up,
about
real
to
Yo,
say?
quick.
watch
Ty.
rewatch GT, bro.
I
Rewatch
did.
GT.
There's
I-
no way I'm wasting time on rewatching.
Ty.
Bro,
This is
rewatch
what I'm gonna say.
GT.
Ty,
It's
this is
a
what I'm
good
gonna say
anime.
about Freeze. I understand his importance in the story, right? But the fact that Granola exists because of what Frieza did. You could tell that story except just put Majin Buu as the villain.
And I
Well,
Granola
to
could
be
exist
fair,
because what
to be
Majin
fair,
Buu did.
no,
Because we know Majin Buu ran around. Obviously, you would take
but the
out.
only
Because I
reason
also
why
think
Granola did
adding
what he
Bardock
did is
in there is dumb. I think adding Bardock in there is dumb.
Wait,
Bro,
wait.
just let Bardock be an asshole. But this is what I'm saying.
Wait, hold on a second.
The fact that we know that Majin Buu ravaged the universe, we know they did that. One of the kinds that legitimately sacrificed himself to stop Majin Buu. You can still have the after effects of that.
Wait, you just want Majin Buu back in the story. The same thing is gonna happen though. Like,
Time out. The reason it doesn't work because Majin Buu is good, and the evil parts of Majin Buu got
GT
reincarnated.
Super?
Got reincarnated inside of Oob. So Oob is now Kid Buu, but the good version.
Yeah,
So
but,
Shout out my
but you
dog,
can still
Oob.
have the after effects of that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I ain't gonna lie. That's
no,
where they
no.
dropped the ball on, Ty. I needed
No,
more Oob. I needed more
no,
Oob.
he might
No,
come back.
Oob
in the story.
exists,
Hold on,
J-Rob. We just
no,
don't know where he's at.
No.
He's a
So,
kid.
No, because it's because it has to.
Oh yeah, he's a baby for real.
No,
Young boy.
y'all, if they're following the consistency of with the end of Z, Goku can't meet Oob yet. Because Goku meets Oob in the tournament years later after Super, so he can't meet Oob yet. That'll be.
They
which y'all
probably
want-
retconning. No, they
No,
probably
but-
retconning all
definitely
that.
not
to be honest.
but y'all, no, they didn't, and they.
No, I'm saying like because Goku is gonna be way stronger now.
Oh, he's gonna be
No,
like,
but
you're
that's not a retcon though, because Goku held back in the tournament, so you can say he just held back.
No. But we know by that point
I
they're
guess
probably
you could
gonna
say he
add.
held back.
Yeah, they're gonna add
nice,
some stuff
nice,
to that
nice.
end.
Hold on a second. We know
Isn't that
they-
gonna be kind of whack though? If
wait,
like
hold on a second.
Goku's so like basically gonna be a god by the time he meets Oob, but he has to
Bro, you
hold
could
back.
argue he's
I
a
mean,
god
he already
now.
a god. Yeah, I'm about to say
Wait,
god now.
Time out.
That's gonna be whack.
No, but Lonnie,
Oh,
in the
whack now?
original, I want to say in the original run, he held back. He didn't transform at all. He was fighting Oob in base form, so he held back originally. So why would he not? I don't understand.
No, I get that.
Or
I'm saying-
Oob could fight someone else. I mean, I feel like that Dragon Ball.
Why do
Z
y'all
movie-
want to like what y'all are asking would literally be a narrative inconsistency? What you guys are asking him interacting
What?
with Oob. You're saying y'all would have wanted him to have more Oob interactions, but he's not supposed to meet Oob yet. Y'all are asking.
I never said he
no,
should
I'm
do
not even
Oob. That's
asking
not
for more
me.
Oob interactions. I'm just saying like
I said
how
Oob
strong-
will get a. I said Oob like probably will get introduced to the story at some point. That's all I said.
He's been introduced already. We saw him.
Yeah, he's already
No, I
been
mean like
introduced.
with the main cast. With the main cast.
Oh,
and all that stuff.
but that'll have to happen at the end of Z when he actually meets Goku for the first time.
But I think they're gonna retcon that and do it differently. I don't think they're gonna do the tournament power and stuff and everything because of how Super is going. Because there's no way they're doing that. Shenron Dragon Goku goes with the dragon and whatever.
No, that is GT. That's GT. I'm not talking about GT. That's GT.
Does that not happen at the end of Z?
No. That's no. See, bro. See, y'all don't remember Dragon Ball. Y'all be talking about, bro. No, that's GT, bro.
At the end of Z, I swear
The end of Z. Hold on a second. GT is after the end of Z. In the end of Z, he fights Oob in the tournament and takes Oob to train. That's the end of Z. He doesn't go
It
on the
is.
dragon. That is not that's GT. It's not
It's
canon.
also
You
one
might
of the
be
it's
right.
also
You
the
might
end to
be
one of the
right.
Budokai video games.
Yes, that's
You might be right. I'm not gonna discount that. I
Oh,
haven't
that's
watched-
another episode topic: best anime video games. Tier list that hope.
Dragon
Oh
Ball.
yeah,
Hey, man.
Xenoverse 2 is
Hey,
top 5.
Budokai 3, I'll take no exception.
Tenkaichi, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is my favorite. J-Rob,
Bro,
What up, King?
who's your overrated villain? And we'll wrap this stuff up.
Overrated villain?
Yeah, we said Dio is whack,
Dio
Frieza's whack,
Dio
Aizen's
Brando
whack.
was a great one. That was a great one. Honestly, that was gonna be my number one pick. Overrated villain.
I don't even hate GT. Like
Lust.
I have no opinions on GT.
Lust
I just
Full
thought
Metal
the
Alchemist.
dragon was at the end of Z for some
you said
reason.
who from Full Metal?
Lust from Full Metal Alchemist. Because
Mm.
Lust started out the show, everybody thought she was kind of like one of the head honchos, gonna be, she was valid. My boy ragged her in one episode. It took one episode for my man. It took my man's one episode and a lighter for her to be done for. So
And that episode
Lust.
had a recap in it, didn't it, J-Rob?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
He was done with her in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes, gang. My boy had a lighter, a little blood, and then she was done. So I'm definitely going Lust.
She did get clapped mad early.
Are y'all saying overrated based on how our perception was before we knew what was going to happen to them, or just how people rate them?
how people rate them is how
That's
I'm
why.
looking at
That's
it.
what I.
I
Cause
don't
you
even-
that's how you're doing it, right? Because you said
Yeah, but I
Aizen
don't.
was a goat.
I would say like I'm about to say how do people how do y'all think people view lust overall?
I don't think she'll be top tier, but I think I said a lot of stuff that I would have said, so I'm just
Not
trying to
for you.
find.
I do think that like my favorite homunculus is definitely Raph. He's
Oh,
Raph.
Wrath for sure.
I ain't gonna lie, mine was envy.
Envy's great too.
Envy,
Greed
Wrath
is
and
a-
Envy gives me like that relatable. Remember I talk about like relatability, like envy. I mean, we all got a little bit of that in us, bro.
I
Oh,
think
actually,
I think
I
Greed,
forgot. I
Greed,
forgot
Greed,
Greed. Now
Greed
Greed's my
is
guy, though.
Greed was good too.
Greed is my guy, bro.
Actually, damn, Greed might be my favorite one. Greed was a
Bro,
good one.
Greed is that guy,
Yeah,
bro.
Greed is a
Him
good
and
one.
Ling, bro. Like,
Yeah, Greed is a good one.
I like all the homunculus.
you don't like Sloth.
You
Don't
don't,
lie.
yeah, come on, you don't like all of them, bro.
You don't like
Wait,
Sloth.
hold on. Wait, why don't I like?
Why
them?
do you like Sloth? What is there to like?
I just like for him. It's not like I. Here's the thing. When I say I like someone, I'm not saying that I like them as like their greatest. I think that I just like Sloth. Like I think what he was for the story was it was cool. Like I like Sloth.
A tank that just tanky. He's just a tank that just does his job.
Yeah, I like Sloth. I'm not saying he's amazing.
Trash.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think he
whack.
has anything to him. I think he's just like a villain, a tank, kind of in the way, the character in the way,
Yeah.
to be honest. But I mean, I see what you see. He was a good
character
challenge. He was
in
a
the
good
way.
challenge for Louise Armstrong and
Because the thing about it is,
what's her name's husband.
Here's the thing. I have different standards for what the villain means in the overall story. So I don't think that he is. I think the major homunculus villains is Wrath and Pride, and then obviously Folly. But I don't. I think that Greed is. Sloth is on the lower end of the importance of the homunculus. So that's why, like for example, I wouldn't be like, let's take a random villain like, I don't know, like a random Espada or something. I wouldn't. They're meant to have a
Arenero.
sure, I can say that what they were meant for that portion was fine. I wouldn't say that they didn't do all these things. Like, well, they weren't meant to do all that. Their
Right.
story was not as extensive, so I'm not gonna have the story the same. I won't look at them the same.
That's
Actually,
fine. I
they
just
came
wouldn't say
in-
I like them. Like I have no feelings towards Sloth. I think, it's Sloth. That's probably where we differ there.
Also, low key, maybe because we haven't brought it up yet, but I've always wondered, does Seven Deadly Sins have a really good villain? Zeldris, I thought Zeldris was mid as hell.
Trash.
I
Villains.
thought he
whack,
was
bro.
mid as hell.
I don't remember enough.
Not
about
all
that.
of them. Not all of them, but I don't think it has anybody that's like.
They don't have like any A tier or
Yeah,
up
ain't nobody
villains.
that's
They're
like.
all
Oh my
basic.
God.
I thought Zeldris was mid.
Actually, no.
I do like Esterosa.
My dog Arthur.
Oh, if you watch
Arthur
read Fortnite,
Pendragon.
Arthur
Listen,
is going to be one of them. Villains.
he's gonna be one of them guys. If you know, you know, man.
He's going to be one of them ones.
One of them ones. So,
but I think Zeldris is a good villain for what the series is, though. I mean, I don't.
He may be
see any
just be a
reason why to hate
casualty
on
of
Zeldris.
how mid that series end up kind of being.
Seven Deadly Sins, I like it. I like it for what it was. To be fair, Seven Deadly Sins was never supposed to be a full anime. It was only supposed to be a prequel to Four Nights of Apocalypse. But then,
Really?
yeah,
yeah.
but it got
And
way more popular than
the problem is it ended up being so gassed. That's why that last season was so like, where is the budget?
The animation,
the budget,
bruh.
like-
Netflix said,
Yeah,
"Yeah, we done enough."
That's why everybody was
Netflix
They
asking.
really
didn't
said,
give
"I
it
got
a-
$5 for you. Make it
Yeah,
work."
and to be fair, I'll be like, Vaughn is one of the best written characters I've seen for this series to be what it is. And then Escanor, bro, Escanor is one of the most badass characters.
Escanor
that
had
I've
one
ever
of the
seen written.
He's had one of the best coming out parties of a character.
I'm
like, when you
so mad
introduction to
about.
him.
I was so mad about how they did him and Merlin. Oh, of course, Merlin just loves Meliodas. I'm like, just fuck.
He knew her when she was a kid, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's his dog, bro. Chill.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, bro. Let my boy Escanor get his time, boy.
He
Let
did.
him
He
shine
kissed
for
her
real.
at the
He
end.
did though. He kissed her. You feel me? He got his
That
little.
was a pity kiss.
Hey,
petty
random.
thing. The man was about to
read
combust
Fullmetal-
and like
random.
disintegrate.
As long as he got his
Well,
little.
he
bit
had
of
to
time.
die. The
No, I
power
got
killed
you,
him.
but come on, bruh.
Listen,
Escanor is my
I'ma
dog,
stop.
but like,
You
it is
get
what
cut
it
the
is.
whole goddamn series, basically. That's what we hear right now.
Well,
I mean, he is
of
one of the
Apocalypse-
strongest of the strongest, though. I'll give him that for sure.
Absolutely.
Random. I recommend you read Four Dots of Apocalypse. I'm not going to spoil you anything, but there are certain things in that series that makes you think about certain relationships. I'll just say that. So
All right.
Dude, also it got an anime this year, right? Fortnite's got an anime. that
but
just-
it
Yeah, I
doesn't
think
look
2024, right?
It
Fortnite
doesn't
is
look
Wait, is it
good.
out already?
No, it's this
Fortnite,
season.
Fortnite is
I-
getting.
if I remember-
Fortnite's getting an anime.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
already out.
I remember it doesn't look good. That's
Oh,
Lord
what?
have mercy. Lord have mercy on my soul.
I don't know what it's out on, but I know it's
I don't
out.
think it's Netflix.
I'm checking right now.
Bro, just
Because I
said
think it's
Full
out
Metal
this
is
season. I
getting-
saw it on the list, my anime list.
I just heard some nonsense just now. My boy just told me
What's up?
he getting.
No, I think Fortnite is getting an anime. Well, I think
No,
that,
it's on Netflix. I'm looking right now on Netflix right now.
no, that might be the movie, but I think the anime is out. I think this season for the anime, the first season's out.
Yeah, I've heard nothing of it if it's out.
Because look in the seasonal anime and you scroll down, you literally see the characters of Fortnite. Percival, he's the one with the green hair, and then all the other characters. Tristan, Meliodas' son, Lancelot, Bond's son. And then
The Grudge of Edinburgh, right? Oh,
that's a
good
movie.
Lord.
No, that's the movie. That's a different
Yeah,
thing.
but like, why did they decide to go the King and the Shore route with this?
I don't know, but it's a movie. It's not the animation's not too bad. I watch it. It's a little backstory of Meliodas' son.
It said
All right.
October
Well,
20.
I think that's all we got for today. Another great episode of the pod, as we talked about, some great things. Attack on Titan, how to, tell it what it is when it comes to certain villains. We telling truth over here, of course. We'll probably be back next week talking about doing the villain tier list. We'll see where Ty really ranks Aizen. I'll be surprised.
He's gonna
I
do some
won't be
whack
surprised.
things though. He's gonna
We'll put him in
like
detail,
C,
bro.
C,
Watch.
yeah, like on
Yeah,
some
he's
dumb like.
Hey,
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's gonna
real
be
quick.
nasty with that,
it's
bro.
crazy. I say
Yeah.
I think he's above average. I already said that. So what he does.
Oh, yeah, he did
Above
say that. You're right.
average.
You're
Yeah,
right.
plus.
Real quick,
Yeah.
let me add this. So I want to do a watch along for Pluto. So I'm holding out. So I want to watch it. So I'm gonna do. If I remember correctly, Lonnie, you said it's about like an hour each episode.
So
Yeah,
Pluto was
around
actually
there.
fire. Pluto was
Yeah,
fire.
so
I
I'm gonna
watched
do
it.
every Saturday on the channel. I want to do watch an episode of Pluto, and then we just talk about it.
Don't fall asleep though, my nigga. I heard you
Facts.
on
I'll
the
make.
Don't eat
mic.
edible.
Hey, only
Don't eat
water.
edible.
Nah, from what Lonnie has described and what I've seen, kind of reading up on it, I can't be wilding. I gotta watch that.
What's Pluto about?
About robots in
Astro
Society
Boy?
game.
It's from the creator of Monster.
Say-
So
Oh, talk about a
Yeah.
top tier villain, Johann Liebert for sure.
arguably the GOAT. Arguably the GOAT.
That's Griffith's title, but
So here when
Whatever.
so here's the
Griffith is the
synopsis.
GOAT. Nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. You putting a R-worder as your GOAT? Tough.
So hold up. So here's the synopsis. When the world's
You laughing. I'm dead
Very-
serious.
very
well,
That's-
he's a
that's
villain.
bad.
He's a villain. He's supposed to be that bad.
yeah.
bro.
So
That's
here's a
nasty,
synopsis
bro.
for Pluto. Riddell.
Bro, I'll never get behind Griffiths because of what he did, bro. That was foul.
but he's a villain. He's supposed to be that bad.
That was foul, bro. I'm never
It
getting
is
behind
He's
that.
foul.
insecure
but-
as fuck. That's here.
Never getting
So
behind
here's the
that. My
synopsis
boy-
for
my
Pluto,
boy
Riddell.
is not
When
right.
the world's 7 most advanced robots and their human allies are murdered one by one, Inspector Geist soon discovers that he's also in danger. So I'm about to watch the mess out of
Sounds
this.
like
I've
a
heard
movie.
nothing but great things about.
Yeah,
Pluto.
think about like a
long
lot
is
of
it?
like AI, like what it means to actually be alive, like things like those type of tropes and topics. Like
it's fire.
what is
bro.
like
I'm not
human
gonna
what
lie.
is human consciousness, what is consciousness itself, like things like that.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
fire,
so-
bro. It's fire.
It gets
Uh,
deep.
it's-
It gets
it's-
deep.
Yeah.
It definitely should be interesting. Definitely tune in Saturday, whenever that drops. It sounds interesting. It sounds interesting.
Who praises Deshaun Watson in this? What are you talking
We
about?
won't go there. We won't go there.
Also, yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel and the podcast, and
We
follow
play
everybody where we need to be followed. We forgot. We also I forgot to say that last week.
Bugging.
Yeah, might need to find
I
an
ain't
Aizen
trying to hear
defender
that.
for Ty so he can beef with them. I'm not an Aizen defender.
Yeah,
so
that
I
was
don't-
Just
I
throw,
don't
just
know.
throw,
Right
just throw that grenade off by any means and find somebody in the Discord.
Yeah, but hope you guys enjoyed. Of
Can't
course,
stand on that.
like, subscribe, tune in next week. Tuesday we'll be here either 8 or 9 p.m. EST. We'll figure out the proper time. Y'all have a good one.
All right, peace, homies.
Jesus.